think we're good. I think we're here. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Open Bracket. This is RARALAND Friday. This is Neo and Qbert.
Hello, son. How you doing?
Dude, I'm so good. I'm so freaking good. You might remember last year.
Yeah, I think I have some memories of that. Yeah, for sure. It's only been 9 months. You know, we didn't have to wait a whole year like last time.
It's a baby. It's a Rara baby.
Yeah.
And, you know, the first one is always hard. The second one was even harder.
Yeah.
Like last time I was freaking out.
For sure, for sure.
And this time everything is chill.
Yeah, you were telling me that things have been going to plan. It's been smoother than before. And honestly, the venue itself just looks amazing as well. We've got an amazing setup in the audience hall as well. It's going to be good, guys.
Feels really great. Everybody's in a good mood. Like last year, it felt like everybody wants to kill each other at some point. Yeah. But yeah, this time it's all good. And that's the reason why we're not super stressed and why we have some free time. And while the original broadcast was supposed to start in like 3 hours with the round of 8 of the Open Bracket.
Yep.
Does this thing... Okay, I hope you can't hear it, guys, because we have an AC right above us, and it's clicking the entire time.
It's like a metronome, you know? It's trying to get us to go at a certain speed, right?
It's our rhythm.
Like click, click, click. It's our rhythm.
Yeah, I like it. So we had some extra time anyway, and we thought, man, there's so many great games going on. And one of the feedback of last year was, we want to see more of the amateur games.
Yeah, it feels like such a shame, right? To let all these good games just go totally uncasted.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know that everyone's here for the main event and for the pro games themselves, but there are so many fun matchups. And obviously, I mean, we know so many of the guys personally as well. It just feels so cool to know, like, you know those guys personally, and like they're fighting each other, and you want to like see who comes out on top. And yeah, I think we're going to have some games for you guys fairly soon, right? We're going to have some Flow TV, perhaps?
We will have Flow TV, something that we couldn't use last year. So unfortunately, funny noises? Really?
Oh, they're going to hear the click.
Okay, Magician Neo has to fix things on the fly. Filters, noise suppression. It's getting louder as well.
I'm not so sure. Maybe it's just you're tuning into it now, like you're really listening to it all the time now.
Yeah, I think so. It's getting in my head. Okay, chat, is it better now? Can you still hear it? Wait, if we're super quiet, we can see if they're trolling us or not. Freaking liars. They don't hear it.
It's going up like a tiny, tiny bit, right?
That is the Warcraft sound.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
There's
You're
nothing.
Trolling us. Screw you, Drakatosh. You're trolling us. Anyway, about the tournament. We have a little bit of a tournament here at RARALAND. It's the $10,000 World Series. And for that, we got 6 qualified players already. We got the first 2 Chinese and Fortitude and Colorful.
That's awesome, man. That's going to be super exciting. We obviously didn't have the Chinese players last time. And now they finally made it all this way to Dortmund, of all places. And they're going to... I mean, Forty, man. I'm personally super excited to see how he's going to play. We know he's just been wrecking face. Like, for a while, he was always considered kind of like not a top-tier human. And now he's just so sick, especially against Undead, which was usually like Human's hardest matchup for the longest time. So I'm really excited to watch him play, and Human in general, all their matchups are super sick. And Colorful, he's been playing so much better lately as well. I feel like, you know, for a while he was sort of in a slump, not playing like super amazing. You know, maybe he's worked on all those things that you constantly tell him to work on in the stream, Neo.
He had to get in Rara shape, dude. Yeah. He worked on his micro, he worked on his macro. He defeated Happy just a couple of days ago.
3-2, right?
3-2. So sick. Colorful is in Rara shape. Did you meet 40 already?
No, never saw him. I think he went sightseeing with the family, right?
Oh, nice. I met him briefly when Gideon gave him a rundown of the venue.
Yeah.
And you know, some people, they just arrive and they just fit straight in, and some people are a bit special. And Fortitude carries this aura.
Yeah.
That special, I'm here to win, I'm gonna wreck you aura.
Yeah, the aura of a champion.
That's right. He was super nice, so don't get me wrong, not distance or anything.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I remember we had beers in Shanghai. I'm
that's
like,
sick.
Man,
How nice.
It's been 8 years, but I remember, you remember, we're bros, we hugged, it was all great. But you know, this guy's a killer.
Yeah, for sure. He's taking no prisoners this year, that's absolutely for sure. And obviously, you know, coming to an offline event, this is the best conditions you're ever going to get. And obviously, and we're going to probably mention this a million times, but there is no Happy.
That's right.
So this blows the competition wide open this time.
It's really good. It's a two-faced story if you ask the players. I don't know if I want to... I don't know if I talk too much, but of course...
You're a little chatterbox, Artie. You just can't help yourself.
Some players are are very nice about saying I would have loved to meet him again, and I would have loved to play him again.
Against him especially.
It's always so challenging. Other people, and I won't name any names, of course, but hell yeah, dude. That's so good for us. We can finally win a tournament. And I think this will show in the games. I have no idea who's going to make it on top. We got Focus here as well. We got Sock here as well. Yep. Starbuck is here for like 4 days. Dice made it 3 days ago or something. Everybody's ready. Everybody's set up. And they're here to party tomorrow. But that's only 6 players. And I think for a World Series, 6 players is not enough.
Definitely not. We need a few more than that, I think, Neil.
We got 128 players with a player ticket.
So insane.
We came up with a wonderful idea of an open bracket.
Revolutionary idea, I think. It's never been done before, never been seen.
Right? So what we did is, because planning for 128 players is relatively hard, you could just throw them into a single elimination bracket. That's the easiest thing. That's what other people do.
Yeah.
We're not simple. I mean, you are a bit, but...
I'll take that one on the chin. I'll just take that stray for the team, all right?
Of course. No, we wanted to have a more sophisticated solution. And Swiss system is pretty much perfect for that. So we have 4 rounds of Swiss. That means all of the players, doesn't matter if they are 2,400 MMR or 1,300 MMR, will have 4 matches. And the further you go in the Swiss system, the more even the matches become.
Yep.
So how a Swiss system works is, you start with a score of 0-0. If you win a game, you'll be paired against a player who also won their first game. And then the second round is obviously the players with 2-0, etc., etc. So at the end, we're going to have a final, so to speak.
Yep.
And these are the groups. And from these groups, only one player will emerge to the round of 8 to fight for one of the 6 spots in the open bracket. And these groups are quite sexy.
They are indeed. I mean, the players have to fight hard just to get out of these groups. They're groups of 16 players. So only the very best are going to make it out of these groups and into the double elimination stage that follows this as well. And yeah, we've got kind of different seedings as well. So it was interesting to see who was going to be paired with who. And also we kept all the top players separate here. And I'm kind of curious to see like what matches have, like what round 3 and round 4 matches can we expect? And hopefully there'll be some bangers thrown in there.
So currently we are in the process of finishing round 2 and starting round 3, I guess. So Soen, of course, top favorite in Group A, but he's challenged by Francis, and Francis eliminated X-Lord in the online qualifiers. And this guy is quite a beast, maybe a bit underrated because he's mostly playing 4-4.
Yeah, he's a master at 4v4. Definitely one of the best players there on the ladder, but he's dangerous in 1v1. He's quite sneaky, you know, Franz. He's like this really chill guy when you meet him in person. He's super nice, but he's pretty ruthless in game. Like, he's not afraid to like start off a lane game and just totally try to wreck his opponents in a different way. Not just fighting straight up all the time, but rather like looking for some sort of weakness to exploit, you know?
There's also Teco in the group that we shouldn't underestimate. Very strong.
He's improved a ton.
Hell yeah. And Ikben Cool is back.
Dude, I remember that name from when I first begun this game. Like 2014 on War 3 Arena, I remember Ikben Cool. He was a pretty good human.
And he was a little rusty, but starting off with a win in round 2 against Boca.
Also, he's a German guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He basically, he plays the game a little bit, but for Rara he shows up.
Nice.
And last year I think he was relatively close to qualifying for the round of 16. So that's already quite a strong showing for Nick Ben Cool. Maybe he can ruin the party in Group A. Look at this Group B, Hubert.
There's a lot of friends of mine in there.
There is.
There's a lot of victims potentially as well.
Look who's on top of the group. The guy who allegedly doing the balance these days.
Yep.
Don Dolara with a 2-0 score.
We shouldn't be surprised, Neo. He's obviously been fine-tuning the balance just to get human a little bit up there, you know. But yeah, no, it's cool to see Don Dolara there, 2-0 already. We'll see how he progresses. And of course, you know, my friend and teammate Pato as well. Making it all the way from Brazil. Such a long distance to come, man. We've had folk come from like Chile as well. It's insane how dedicated everybody is to this game. We got people from, I think, 20 countries this time. So cool. And it feels like people are traveling even further every year. I thought it's going to be hard to beat the one guy at Rara 1 who came from Japan. That was a Japanese guy. There was really? One Japanese at Rara 1. Oh, cool. This time we have someone from Australia. Yeah. Shout out to Oslot. You're pretty active in the chat. I know this guy from chat. Very cool guy. It's super cool guy.
And of course, Chile, as you mentioned, we got a lot of people from the US, like coming from California. It's
Crazy.
also wild.
Yeah.
You know, there's some American players who said, "Oh, it's too far. I don't want to do the travel. It's so exhausting." You know, you might know I'm pointing towards Hitman and Insup, of course, getting the call out immediately. But NA represented here, and yeah, Australia is wild to me. China, of course, wild as well. Then we got Godfather, who yesterday organized the FFA tournament, starting off with a 2-0 over Soulkeeper. This group is quite a banger. Reeve as well, not to be underestimated.
Syntech is an interesting one. I think he's a Reign of Chaos player.
There he is.
Yeah. Good old Chuti in there as well. We've got Pink Pegasus. Yeah, I recognize almost every name in there.
Soul 8-Man, rising star of the streamer scene. Mr. Journalist Man being defeated by Dondo already in a mirror match.
Nice.
He had high expectations for... I think the Masters group, but with a group like this and with a result like this, it's going to be hard.
Maybe that's something we can mention too is, so we've got so many players, right, in our Swiss system, but it doesn't all go to waste. You know, you're not just fully eliminated and that's the end of the road for you. If you take 3 maps and lose 1, you qualify for our Masters Amateur League, right? 2-2, you're going to get into the Adept. And 1-3 and 0-4, you're going to make it into the Initiate group as well. So there's another opportunity for everyone to keep playing some competitive Warcraft.
Exactly. So even if you're eliminated from the World Series, you still have a reason to play. And I think that's a pretty good system for everyone. Group C has Labyrinth as the big favorite.
Oh, yeah.
He has to go through a couple of orcs, though, in Phalo and Koff especially.
Yeah, I can see my boy Phalo playing some mass air against against Labby to try his best there. And Koff, I really wonder how he's going to play. He's such an old school player. He's not been like mega active for the past while, but he's been grinding since he got here. So I'm hoping to see a strong Koff going forward here.
And Koff is up against Phalo in a mirror match next round already.
Yeah, it might actually be ongoing at the moment, but yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. An Orc Mirror as well. I don't know what to expect from either guy there. That's going to be... yeah, an interesting contest.
Group D, dude. I saw this group and I lost my shit. Razor Moon and Teddster again in a group. So everybody who didn't follow the open bracket last time at Rara, Razor Moon comes all the way from America, of course. He's a grinder. He has high expectations to himself and high ambitions. And Teddster, he's a cool dude. He is, of course, playing competitively, but he came here to have a good time, to meet friends and have a couple of cheeky cold ones. And then
for sure,
he made it to the round of 16. He was in a group with Razor Moon. First round they met. Razor Moon kind of destroyed him.
Yeah.
But they met again in the lower bracket final, the last match of the day for the last spot into the World Series. And Teddster just tower rushed him twice and eliminated Razor Moon from the tournament, who was nowhere to be seen for day 2 and 3 after.
It was brutal, yeah. I wanted to console Razor Moon after that a little bit. It's such a brutal way to go out, you know, losing to a Tower Rush, and then it was another Tower Rush game too. Just getting sort of mind game. It's like, there's no way he's going to do it again.
Yep.
And then falling for the same trick twice is something that never feels good.
So hard.
Cheesy little Teddster, but that's what you got to do sometimes. I mean, he knew he was up against a stellar opponent, and perhaps that was his only inroad to getting through that match.
And not only these 2 top players, we also got Kevin in here, German vice champion.
Yep.
This is hard, man. 1 out of 3 players who definitely could have a spot at the World Champions.
For sure. Trainee as well. I've not had the chance to meet him yet, the French human player.
Yep.
He's quite good in 1v1 as well. Maybe not on the level of like a Kevin, but could definitely do some damage.
I think so too. So this group is progressing quite quickly. We have Razor Moon versus Huster. Teddster still waiting for his opponent. Might be Kevin, actually.
Nice.
It must be, right? Because we look at this row here, Kevin versus Pishna.
Yep.
And then the winner goes up against Teddster, because Teddster won against Kiesel. We could get Kevin versus Teddster as one of the games. We should then maybe get our eyes on that.
Nice. We'll definitely do that.
Group E has Leon with a relatively easy group, I would say, just from like name value. The biggest opponent is Lemez, who's of course known for Pally rifles, in a mirror match.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. And Human Mirror Man is going to be a rough one for sure.
Not so great. You shouldn't underestimate Skoa. He's a freaking beast in FFA and just qualified for our next season of the German Championship. And Ina is kind of a LAN beast.
Yeah, he's always sort of played better, right? Like when he's got the right conditions and just feels sort of relaxed and kind of gets used to the offline conditions a little bit. And yeah, he can just perform. We also saw him in a pretty funny FFA last night as well.
Hell yeah.
Both, it was Ina and Trunks.
Yes.
Trying to team against Score. And how did that actually conclude, Neo? I didn't see the very, very end of the game.
Trunks won.
Trunks came out on top in the end.
Yes, Score had a wonderful start, like a perfect start. But Ina... In the semifinal, Ina was super nice to everybody. And then for the final, he like flipped the switch and he was so evil. Like classic FFA, I get into your mind with not really insulting you, but provoking you, I would say.
Yeah.
Like the Muhammad Ali kind of trash talk thing.
Yep, like, absolutely.
Why aren't you microing when you fight against me? Like stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
And at some point that got in Scoa's head and he missed his timings a lot and then Trunks took it. In the end, but maybe revenge. Like definitely, Ina ruined Scoa's FFA Grand Final 100%.
Yeah,
and maybe it's time for Scoa to get revenge here. They should be without losses for now. Yep, but that group, Leon, I guess, 100% the favorite
for sure.
Group F, Side versus Narbu is definitely a possibility.
Yes, they're quite likely to play against each other if they make it to round 4. That should definitely be the matchup there. And that's going to be a really fun one. You know, Narbu, this is my first time meeting him. I've known him for 10 years in an online capacity, and getting to meet him in person, he's exactly how I thought he'd be. And he's known for playing really unconventional.
He's a Warden player, for example?
He plays everything. He plays like Panda first a lot against Human. He plays a lot of Warden. He plays a lot of Demon Hunter, Dark Ranger type pushes against Human. So he's usually very kind of all in. And tries to pressure Human Expand as much as possible. So, and Side as well, I mean, he's been playing pretty much ever since he arrived. Kind of getting in shape again, also really good when it comes to LAN conditions as well. Not playing so much online anymore as he used to.
He was in the round of 12 last time, though. So...
Yeah, he did make it pretty far. There's some interesting players in here as well. We've got Teddster, who is quite well known in the...
My bro.
Yeah, in the gym community and probably also German communities as well, I imagine. And yeah, there's a few names I've not seen for a while. We've got Tapion, who I think he wasn't around for the longest time either. Like he took a little bit of a break. But good to see him back as well. Got my friend Governor in there as well from the UK. One of the few British players in the in all the seedings.
That's right. And die Biene Franz, who might have the best hair of the event, I gotta say.
Oh yeah, I've not seen him.
Oh, he got wonderful curly hair.
Oh, lovely.
We gotta get him on. Super likable guy, wears a smile on his face the entire time. He's playing Pally Rifle though, so...
Not your favorite kind of person.
Absolutely not. I hate that guy. Group G has a big favorite in Lawliot, but he's paired against Ido and Anxiety first and foremost. And I think I posted it to Instagram. There was a little chat because they're obviously in the same room. Ido and Lawliot, and they talked about it a little bit. And Ido wears a big smile on his face like, I'm gonna build so many Gargs against you.
I'm gonna Garg the hell out of you, man.
The entire sky will be filled with Gargs, and Lawliot sat there. Okay, I go Humba.
Yes.
And Ido said, well, no problem. I play Crypt Lord. So Ido is ready, and offline Ido is a different level. He was, up until 2 weeks ago, strongest undead player here at RARALAND. Let's see what he can do. But so far, they're not paired against each other. Last group with the guy with probably the furthest travel of all the players. This is Jens, and he's playing against an old teammate of his and your teammate now in Scars.
Yeah, that's going to be sick as well. If they meet each other. I mean, Jens is one of those guys that's just improved a ridiculous amount. I mean, I remember he was kind of floating around maybe like 2300 MMR for a while, and obviously has to play with really high ping all the time, being from Chile, which is rough. But dude, he's improved so much. Like, he is insanely good these days. And now he gets to play with perfect conditions. It's going to be so fun just to see like what his potential is going to be in these games.
Jens Unchained.
Jens Unchained, exactly. And then Scars, he did really well last time too. I think he lost the very final map of the open bracket to Pato, right?
Yes.
Pato came through to that series 2-1. So yeah, let's see if Scars can do as much damage as before.
And now we gotta find the game. We talked about these groups, but you know all about these groups now. It is up with the exclamation mark grid command. So what did we have our eyes on? What did we say? We said something.
Let's refresh the page maybe a little bit.
It should update automatically.
Okay, no worries.
But maybe you're right. Games.
Yeah, I want to see if Pato Dondolari maybe is going. Godfather Reaver. Oh,
that's sick as well.
Yeah.
Knofalo, but that's a mirror match.
Yeah, and I think they got underway a little bit ago.
Kevin Teddster was the game.
Sure.
I think. Not up yet though. Oh,
it is. He's on Quicksand.
It just started a minute ago. If
Perfect.
That's not a perfect invite, let's go. Putting it in here.
Sweet.
Kevin, vice champion of RARALAnd, of Dach Inferno. I gave him his medal yesterday.
Sweet.
And so he got his first trophy already, basically.
Who did he have to play against in Dach Inferno?
Leon in the final.
Leon.
And then he lost in the final, but made it further than Todd, made it further than Scars. So not too bad.
Nice.
And up against Teddster, who just qualified for the next season. So a little bit of foreshadowing for the second Dach Inferno season.
Yeah, those matchups are looming ahead of time already. And yeah, no, Teddster, man, it's a tough ask against Kevin, though. I think Kevin's kind of quite cheese-proof.
Yep.
Plays a lot of keeper as well, which tends to be quite good against that. And obviously very much in form, being the vice champ of the Dach Inferno League. So yeah, this is going to be sick.
Sick is also the support from you guys. We got a couple of subs. Der schon wieder 23. Thank you very much for the 8-month. Wes for the 18-month. Polish Gang Unite. Big Polish representation this time.
Yeah, there's like 6 or 7 guys all in the same row.
All in the same row.
Really, really cool to meet them all.
Kazuo O with the Prime and Guranga for the 28. Rara!
Smiley face.
Smiley face. And can't forget the smiley face. Very important to keep the smiley face. So, yeah, you can get the entire weekend ad-free with a sub. Of course, you can throw us a dono as well. We got !RARASupport because this event is really, 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 really expensive as everything gets more and more expensive, including flights and renting technology, etc., etc. So if you guys want to help us out and make Rara 2025 possible.
Oh my god.
!RARASupport. There's also merchandise that helps us out that you can get to your doorstep. So that is Rara merch. With that out of the way, the button for the Flow TV
is ticking down. 13 seconds ago. 12.
There we go. You got a few donations a bit ago as well. Where are we? I can't track that, unfortunately. 444 already. 6666666. I hope I get a list of people who contributed. That is Mr. Gideon doing that.
Yeah, I think we could see the list a little bit on the stream as well. You can see the subs. You could see some of the donos as well.
Yeah, but it's not linked to...
Oh, it's not linked to the same thing. Sure.
Exactly. So, is there sound here? No. But the 13 seconds are over. And we go into Flow TV. This is going to be the first one-on-one game of RARALAND 2024.
It's my honor to open this event with you, Neo, and get to cast the very first game. There we are.
Is it working? Is it all working? The clicking noises are only there if you talk. Ah, that makes sense. Well, that makes things a little complicated. You can imagine how annoying that is to us, but let's go. Oh, it says FFA tournament. This is not the FFA tournament anymore. This is so different than my setup at home. I'm so confused all the time.
Yeah, you can work it out on the fly, Nero. You got this, bro.
Sure. So, Kevin, World Series participant in 2022, first Rara edition. Teddster, World Series participant in 2023. Now they're both clashing. Both, of course, home turf advantage. And Kevin versus Teddster is freaking on.
Let's go, guys. The very first game of RARALAND to kick off this event. Kevin, Teddster, 2 guys that we know well. And let's see what Teddster especially can bring to the table here. He's the guy that's probably going to play the most unique between the 2 players. Obviously, last time, opting for a lot of cheese.
Yep.
And Kevin, he's just super solid. I think he really prefers the keeper like 2-base style with Mass Tier 1. He's played that a bunch in the past.
Yep.
And I think that's probably what we're likely to see, Neo.
I agree, but Kevin is quite a trickster. So you never know what he's going to do. I think that's his biggest strength. He doesn't necessarily excel in like micro and 700 APM, he works with his brain quite a bit, and he's coming up with new strats and different timings, especially creep routes, and he's trying to surprise his opponent. And Teddster, I don't know how easy it is for him to deal with all that, but I mean, if you see Kevin, you expect a keeper, you expect hunts, and you expect either expansions or towers somewhere. So, Big Teddy, keep your eyes open.
Yeah, Kevin's known for kind of emulating the top-level Night Elf play against Orc, you know, trying to get the hunts out, get the expansion, get all the mass units from Ancients of War online, throwing up a couple cheeky Ancient Protectors maybe to try and distract the Orc. And Teddster here, I can see an early War Mill coming up.
Yes.
So I'd be really shocked to see if there's a super early Tower Rush or something coming, but probably going to be Headhunters here to help creep with the Mirror Image, of course, is really effective.
You say of course. It's not really the norm, is it? I mean, against the Keeper, to get it on level 2 or 3 kind of is, especially on like Concealed Hill or something. But yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, and also, you know, Headhunters here, they really, really help to get you to creep to level 3, which is actually really, really strong. Against Night Elf, surprisingly. Especially in Tier 2, you know, Orc can throw in a different hero. Such as, you know, Tinker to buy space, and Naga to put pressure, or of course Shadowhunter with wards is pretty typical as well. And in the meantime here, Kevin is creeping up. Pretty standard route here, you know, going with the Ancient of War to get the big consumable. Scroll of the Beast, not the best item in the world, it has to be said. Definitely would have preferred the big mana there. And Teddster, you see the power of Mirror Image. This kind of almost overbuff spell in a sense. It's able to be used pretty much off cooldown constantly every 3 seconds. It's absolutely insane. And the Blade here not getting very good items. We've got Ring of Protection +4, as well as the Wand of Mana Stealing, both pretty mediocre items. Keeper here continuing to creep up, gets a replenishment potion, pretty nice item. And tech is underway for Kevin, so as far as we can see, there's actually no super early expansion and no hunts. No Hunter's Hall no Hunter's Hall coming either. So yeah, Kevin's game plan here, I'm actually a little bit unsure what we're going to be seeing. Definitely interesting. And both players, they don't care about each other right now. They're just going to creep up to 3 as quickly as possible. We've got Teddster here. Getting the shop, of course, not forgetting that. And Keeper here on the prowl. The grunt is a bit low, though. Kevin is going to commit here, trading out a lot of HP and mana, of course, for the grunt kill. But there's a lot of experience. And is it going to get denied? No, the grunt goes down. And that is actually level 3 for Kevin in the meantime here. Beautiful split creeping here with the archers. Nice little Ring of Protection. Again, not amazing. But that's ready and waiting for probably the second hero of Kevin. And Keeper level 3 is just so dangerous. Holding on to the skill point as well quite nicely. We might be able to get a lot of harass done with like level 2 Entangle or level 2 Force of Nature, of course, to help creep that second hero. And Teddy, in the meantime, he is definitely scared of that level 3 Keeper, as you should be. We see the level 2 Entangle being skilled up right now. Oh, the Headhunters here are definitely going to be victims of this Keeper right now. That is pretty bad for Teddy. Not able to get that level 3 faster than the Keeper, unfortunately. And Keeper, is he going to get a second Entangle off? No. Decides to staff on home. Meet up with the archers, which he's got 6 of. Or 7, actually, incoming as well, potentially. Yeah. There's going to be a big push, I think.
Ooh, looking good for Kevin. I had to step outside. We are clearly trying to fix the clicking. Very, very sorry about that, guys. There's a task force on the clicking issue right now. Like 10 people on high alert to, I don't know, man, just put something in the fan that it stops rotating. Whatever it is, we're on it. And of course, once the round of 8 starts, we're going to have a different setup. And that's not going to be the case anymore. But Kevin just continues to do damage to Teddy, who seems to have a very, very tough time.
Oh, man,
famous and snare from Murlocs against Headhunters. But Teddy with the sweet surround.
Yeah, nice 4-pointer right here, actually. And I think the Keeper's going to be forced into a TP, which isn't ideal, but Teddy has lost so many units right now. Oh, another Headhunter almost going down. This one here should definitely die off to the Entangle. And it's Demon Hunter lures for Kevin.
Okay, so you can't play Masked Dryads against Headhunters, I guess. It's too much damage. So at some point, you're going to tech to tier 3, or what do you do with that?
Yeah, I would normally agree. It's kind of a risky choice, right? But Kevin has done such a good job of keeping the Headhunter numbers under control. And perhaps he's going to rely on like a tanky level 3 Demon Hunter just keeping the front line strong for the Night Elf as much as possible. Treants as well, of course, are very strong when you've got a bunch of them, forcing the Shaman to purge all the time. And then the Archers and Dryads can do damage from behind.
And Teddy, Kevin will have a little bit of time because Teddy is going tier 3 with this. Is he bringing the Rara to Rara?
We wished for that so much last time. We didn't see any Bloodlusted Torrents, I think, in any of the series, and we're wondering, we're at RARALAND,
That's right.
and there's no Rara.
That's right. We need to have Rara. I mean, the creeps are supporting us. It's like the crowd here in Dortmund. They're cheering us on, but yeah, now it's time for Teddy to do some damage, and you know, a keeper can kill Headhunters real quick with the Entangle, but never underestimate a Blade Master and Delusions.
Oh, nice blocking
already.
here.
Look at Teddy flexing his
Oh
big
my God.
muscle. That's a sick block. He's still blocked.
Jeez, he's still getting blocked. The Blade, he's getting in front of him again. He's got boots on the mirror image. It's faster than the Demon Hunter. Damn, the Demon Hunter took a lot of damage there, and Kevin's actually really low on Moon Juice.
Bro, Teddy. He really wants that match against Razor Moon again. You can see it. You can feel it. And of course, for a potential map 2, you always have to have that in the back of your head. Like, Teddy could tower rush you at any given moment. And probably a bit annoyed of that early game, but he knows that was Kevin's power spike with the Keeper. Now he's trying to keep the Demon Hunter low and get levels onto his Shadow Hunter.
Yeah, the Shadow Hunter is actually making his way across the map in a very unusual way. We see the SH making his way down to the south of the map. I highly doubt he's going to go for the red camp, Teddy, but probably going to get that Scorpion camp at the orange, which is very sneaky. But of course, in the meantime, Kevin here kind of realizes that the Shadow Hunter is not trying to do middle and manages to secure himself Bone Chimes. And of course, tier 3 is coming behind as well, Neo. That's going to be some Lifesteal Bears.
It is Lifesteal Bears, but it might be a bit late. Teddster's already done with the tier 3 in a second, and then it's big damage. And Serpent Wards as well for the Shadow Hunter. Makes sense, but...
Oh, it's getting close a little bit there.
Got it. Okay, Teddy not breaking the sweat there, despite...
Oh, the Headhunters too, though. They're getting bruised. Look at all the skeletons, Neo. Wait a second here. Oh, Teddy just barely keeping his army alive here. Gonna have to use a ton of salves, sorry, to keep his units healthy. Shaman taking a bit of damage too. I guess this army just isn't very robust.
Man, this kind of looked like me against the big golem on Last Refuge, but Teddy, of course, quite a few levels higher than I am. Blade Master still has mana and mirror image to get out of potential surrounds. He's playing a damn fine Blade Master.
Yeah, Blade here is just doing a great job keeping the elf as busy as possible. And Kevin here, he doesn't have any more mana to help control the Blade. And Teddy has picked off so many archers this game. I think it's been about 5 kills on those archers, which is just insane. And, you know, we're 9 minutes into the game, and Kevin's been creeping kind of hard and still doesn't have that level 3 demon online. And the Shadow Hunter is actually kind of catching up now for Teddster.
Yeah, he didn't do any damage to Teddster in a long time. Nothing to the bases, no push towards the burrows. Does he even have reinforced defenses? No, not really, right? He wasn't forced into doing that for a safety measure. He's doing it now, but those were all resources that he could put into the army. Adept upgrade for the Shaman, maybe a bit late, but he was rushing tier 3, was maybe a bit short on lumber, or just simply forgot. All possible, but yeah, Creepcraft continues.
Yeah, for Orc it's kind of tricky, right? When you try to fast tech, it's really hard to get 2 Shaman plus Adept finished by the time you get to tier 3, because of course you would love to start that master training right away, but there's a lot of stuff in production for Orc on the way to tier 3, and if they just rush it immediately, it's usually really difficult for them to get the upgrades online. And Teddster here finds Django Endurance, Neo. That's pretty sick. Kind of obviates the need for Teddster to actually get a TC and just aim for high level Blade Shadow, which I think is probably the right play.
Was about to say, like, now that you have the aura level 1, do you really need the TC? He's preventing the Blade Master from reaching level 5, he's preventing the SH from reaching level, but he's still confident that he needs it. Like, worst case, you just sell it for a lot of gold and build units with it, or the TC basically. Still needs to level, but then the Stomps against Bears, pretty good.
Yeah, the Stomp is definitely effective. The trouble is Demon Hunter as a second choice here is just amazing for Kevin. It counters Shadow Hunter, it counters TC. So Kevin may potentially have all the cards in his hand if he can get a proper frontline established and is able to really get into those fights on top of those Berserkers, because they're going to do a lot of DPS. And if the TC gets a money stomp on everything, this is going to be tough.
Hell yeah. So, what's Kevin gonna get? Is Fortuna with him? Lady Luck? Can't see what it is. Cloth plus 12. Never bad, but compared to an aura, especially the before mentioned Brilliance aura, it's not that great, but nobody will ever complain about balance. Balance? No, damage. Everybody will complain about balance, but not about damage. Oh, damn.
You've had too many balance talks this past year, haven't you, Neo?
A little bit. It's all Dondo's fault. And Night Elf Discord's fault.
But yeah, no, Clause 12, not amazing. But the Demon Hunter potential with Orb as well, it's going to be a lot of damage. Also, we've got, you know, Vampiric Aura online for the DH, plus 8 armor from those rings. We've got Slippers of Agility as well, so he's going to be super tanky. Oh, and Keeper's got double Pendant of Energy as well.
That's
so it's just infinite summons, infinite tangles. Those Shamans going to be working overtime to control all of that.
But it's only 3 of them, if our overlay is correct. That's not much. You need mana for Rara as well. You need to dispel a lot, and you're being mana burned.
And it's tough, and also some maybe lightning shields now and then. So yeah, there's a lot of mana pressure for Orc in general. And we can see Master Training for those Shaman has just completed as well, taking up all of that production space, unfortunately, for Teddster. It takes a long time to get enough Shaman online. And Kevin, he's getting a few upgrades. He's got the Shredder, so wood will never be an issue for Elf, which is great. And finally breaking here to 55 supply with the Pit Lord third.
Ooh,
bring on the pity.
Ooh, damn, that's a Sonic play, actually.
With Rain of Fire as well. Definitely the vibe play right there.
It is a Sonic play. Patu brought him in as well. The Shadowhunter in a horrible situation. Teddy, be careful.
Oh man, the Entangle's coming out again, and the Shadowhunter just gets absolutely bodied by the Demon Hunter there. Rough start for the fight for Teddster. He had no way to save his hero, no invo potions. TC as well is just getting absolutely wrecked. Pitlord did his job, I guess, on level 1. He is out of the fight super quick.
TC with the first stomp of the fight. The bears are soaking up so much damage. Demon Hunter gotta be careful, and somehow, despite the Shadowhunter loss, Teddy is turning this around with a wonderful concave. Keeper says thank you for the experience, gets up to level 5. It's a bit surprising that this TC is still up, and oh my god, Kevin is losing so many bears.
Yeah, those bears are just melting in front of the face of those Berserkers, man. Bloodlusted Berserkers just do an insane amount of damage. Blade Master here, he doesn't have the craziest inventory, but just crit level 2 and images is enough, pretty much. There was also Kodo Aura, of course. Lightning or plus Purge keeps the bears locked in place so they can't be microed away as well. And yeah, Kevin here, I'm not sure Mass Bears is going to end up being the play.
Right? Why is he not going Mountain Giants? It's MG equals GG.
I know,
even
from
Einstein knows.
From the from the man who pioneered that phrase himself.
That's right.
It's surprising not to see any.
Maybe he thought he doesn't have the time. Maybe he values Rejuve a lot. But yeah, that was rough. Indeed. So Kevin has to bring it back. He's still up in supply, but if that fight was an indicator, that was a fight without the Shadowhunter. Still benched for 20 seconds, but just look at the Demon Hunter. He got stomped. He's melting.
Whoa.
Thankfully, Night Elf's out of staff. But now what? Entangle, Keeper, there's Cow on the menu today. Blade Master. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this damage. It's sick.
Beef's back on the menu, boys. But yeah. TC there following, of course, Kevin with the level, not actually level 3 Entangle, but the level 2 with Duration was just enough to keep the TC locked down. He is dead, of course. Pitlord level 1 is back. Once again, gonna get that cleave second on level 2 for sure. And the Demon Hunter, that was so close, man. Just playing, dancing on a knife's edge there with that hero. If there was one more purge, that Demon Hunter could not be staffed. And that might have been game over. Kevin is so keen to fight, but the Pitlord, just gets absolutely decimated by this level 5 Blade Master. The damage is just absolutely ridiculous. We're seeing the crits coming out as well. The bears here are just falling like flies right now. 30 supply left for Kevin. It looks absolutely dire right now, Neo.
This freaking crazy Teddster,
more crits.
Night Elf Slayer here at Rara last year and this year. What are you supposed to do? This was like 10 food ahead, and this Blade Master is a super nice front row. This was the worst position for Kevin to fight in. All the headhunters were here behind these little rocks, and the illusions, and of course the TC for a while. Everything was protected, and Kevin just can't reach with his melee bear army, and the Dryads don't do enough damage. They fall way too quickly. Can he save him? Not like he's not really close to ultimates either that might save him. He doesn't have an expansion yet, but he's trying.
We also do have the MG upgrades prepared ahead of time.
Ooh,
so
true.
If Kevin wants to make 2 more MGs, get back up to 50 pop, then he can do so with the upgrades already prepared ahead of time. But Teddster, he's sitting comfortably at 58 supply. Heroes are looking nice, still holding on to the Django, surprisingly. I think he just forgot about that. Could definitely use with selling that, but then it's going to get taxed, Neo.
It was
pay those dirty taxes
and
low
upkeep. It also was nice to have this backup. The TC was dead for a little bit. He still had that aura. So better safe than sorry, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing in chat as well, why Rain of Fire instead of Howl? I'm not too sure either. I think Howl would have been absolutely insane against this Orc army.
Exactly. Maybe a misclick, maybe too inspired by Sonic, because I love that Pit Lord by Sonic, but let the Pit Lord cleave, please. That's what he does best. And if he's casting Rain of Fire, then he can't cleave. I mean, the upside is you don't have to go to the very, very front line to do damage. But is there really a big difference between melee damage and Rain of Fire range?
Yeah, not so much, I guess. Kevin's expansion attempt here is being absolutely thwarted right now by Teddy. Teddy is at 60 supply as well. He can definitely take a fight if needed. And it's interesting to see as well, both players just forgoing all shop consumables. No invos, no heal scrolls, no TPs, no nothing, Neo.
I mean, there is an invo potion somewhere. We have it on the indicator, but where is it?
I can't see it in anyone's inventory, so...
It's odd. So what's more... Did someone use it on accident? What's more likely? Our overlay is wrong or someone used it on accident?
Is this not just the indicator for when it comes back up in the shop, though?
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, no one has an invo in their inventory for now.
Someone had to use it. Oh, we got... We're being visited. Come in. Okay, we're not being visited.
We're not. Scratch that.
But people are looking into the room trying to fix this AC. So don't worry, guys. We are aware and the team is on it. Wonderful.
Isn't it crazy just to see Kevin catching up in supply again?
Yeah, how is that possible?
Well, I suppose, you know, Teddy, he's kind of held on to his resources. Didn't sell that Django before. He's been in low upkeep pretty much the entire time. And Kevin, you know, obviously he fell in supply. He's below 50 supply again. But MGs, they just take up so much space, man. I mean, look at the size of those boys. They gotta take up 7 food.
Big boys indeed. And 1600 HP and hard to do damage against them. Now Teddy is the one with an expansion. It's a tiny. There was a lot of gold. This was why Kevin was able to catch up in supply. Because this building is quite expensive. But immediately scouted. So now the question, are 2 MGs enough?
Yeah, this is going to be a fight to the death right here, guys. Kevin has to make something happen. Teddy's going to get that double income flowing pretty much right now, but it was a pretty risky play by Teddy. I feel like maybe he should have just gone up to 70 supply, keep building a larger and larger army, because this is the weakest point for him now. He just spent all that money, and now Kevin's coming in with 2 GGMGs.
Ooh, and
so
he doesn't even
scary,
have the craziest upgrades yet. It's just 1-0 on the Headhunter, so these bad boys could be even worse. This is probably the fight of the game. Level 4 on the Shadow Hunter. He finally got level 2 heal wave, so that's important. Fighting position, a lot better for Kevin than the previous one. We see the impact of Rain of Fire. Headhunters have to separate. That's lower damage uptime. But Illusion soaking up damage. Shadow Hunter in trouble once again. Prime target. Demon Hunter just chasing. And these claws come in so handy.
Oh, the Orb of Venom taking the Shadow Hunter down almost to 0 HP, of course. Not able to do lethal damage there. Super, super close there for Teddy. But the TC is the next victim here for Kevin. It just gets absolutely evaporated by the damage of the Night Elf. But again, in the meantime, look at the Elf army. It's just getting wrecked here by these Berserkers. They are going ham. And level 6 Blade Master.
Oh my god.
Dude, we're going to see Bladestorm. I really hope so.
Yeah, what do you even skill? I mean, you got level 3 critical strike at your fingertips, but also Bladestorm. There's a Demon Hunter against you. You don't know if you will have
It is Bladestorm.
It is Bladestorm. First map of the tournament. First ultimate.
That's so sick, man. We could have hoped for a better opening to this tournament.
These guys 100% deliver. Kevin, absolute showman. Teddy, an absolute showman. What way out is there for Kevin? I mean, 20-minute mark, main bases, 1500, 2.5 minutes of mining roundabout. But no army. We see it at the bottom left. 1 MG, who's back to not even full health. And a couple of bears, but Moonwells are almost all dry at the beginning, or one third through nighttime. And Teddy is just mining and mining and mining.
Yeah, and Kevin opting to produce more bears. I'm not sure this is going to be changing the course of this match for him at all here. The Berserkers are just going to town on those bears. You'd think they would be tanky being melee units, but no. The Berserkers just do ridiculous DPS combined with Bloodlust and the Berserk ability. The Blade Master, of course, as well, just doing ridiculous damage. And images are so annoying. They just get in the way, Neo, and there's practically no dispel to deal with them.
Yeah, because if he goes Dryads, then the Headhunters just tear them apart alongside the Serpent Wars, the piercing damage everywhere, even from the Kodo. If the Kodos have Bloodlust, they're not the most horrible damage dealers anymore, because RARALAND makes everything nice. And yeah, how do you deal with that? Tranquility there is no hex, there's no ensnare, so that will be huge on Mountain Giants. But then he has that Pit Lord and that soaks up experience. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm feeling the Pit Lord third here just really not having as much of an impact as we hoped. Teddy was actually microing really well against the Rain of Fire, splitting the Berserkers at the back, and I feel like maybe Howl was the only right choice here. Oh, Purge from Lightning Orb, of course, as we so often see it. 3 in a row, actually, on that Druid of the Claw.
The attack speed is so sick, dude, from his one gloves and a bit of stat boot from the Circlet. And of course the TC aura. He still has that item, by the way, but we don't want to be too harsh. Kevin is trying to maneuver himself into a position, but now his army is cut off. I think he wanted to go to a shop or a Zeppelin or something, but now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Dude, Bladestone coming out right now. The Pit Lord just gets absolutely destroyed, and Kevin's like, nope, enough of that noise, I'm out.
Don't do this to my army, I feel for them. Teddster, dude, taking a convincing victory, actually. He was under pressure in the early game, but from the mid game on, he recovered so... It all started with this one mirror image block.
Yeah, I think everything started going pretty much, you know, up his alley at that point. Teddster bought so much space for the Shadow. Shadow managed to creep in the most important levels. And Keeper, you know, he didn't really get much done, to be honest.
Yeah.
Kevin crept level 3, and that was about it. Neo here's just going to take care of a few things, guys, and you have to enjoy me, the amateur caster, about to Warcraft. All to yourselves. But yeah, really fun initial game. Definitely the best way to kick things off for RARALAND 2024. And Teddy, he's up 1-0. That's sick. Stars and Stripes, good to see you, my man. How are you doing? Shame that you're not here this year. But you've got some US representation still at RARALAND with N. Williams. Brickcast, let's go. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Hey, I love you too, baby boy. But yeah, in a moment here, we will try to get the second map of this series up. And yeah, it's going to be sick. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow with all the main games as well. We've got so many sick players that have managed to qualify. From the Western bracket, we had Starbuck, we had Happy, and we had Dice. Of course, Happy being replaced by Sock. And from the Eastern qualifier, we had Colorful, 40, and someone else. I'll just consult my notes for a second.
Yeah, Mr. Demo Man, let's go. Let's go rogue.
Dude,
so
I've got...
Remo is gonna fix...
Hey!
Hey, see that? Ah! Up. Ah! Oh,
he fixed it! There, bro! Woo! And that's all it took, was a bit of Remo manpower, guys.
Violence is always the answer.
Violence is the solution. Let it be known.
Actually, I want to come to inform, there's a sick match coming up.
Yeah?
Jens just won his game, and so now Jens versus Scars.
Oh, we gotta watch that.
Ooh.
That's the first place decider as well.
Sick.
Oh man, that's so good.
Thank you, Mr. Remo Demo Reporter Man.
Yes, sir.
Reporter man and repair man simultaneously.
Only at Rara, everybody. Only at Rara.
You know, we're working out things on the fly, guys. It's a loosey-goosey situation we got here.
I hope someone clipped that. What a legendary moment. So now we're between a rock and a hard place because we got this sick game of Kevin versus Teddster, and we also got this Jens versus Scars game. So what do we do?
I mean, it's hard to pass up on Jens.
I think so too.
Jens and Scars, no flame to Kevin and Teddy, but I'm sure we'll see them later.
I guess so. Well, one of them probably. Let's take a look at the bracket real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, now push this to the side for whatever reason. Okay, Group A has Soen up top, Tekko looking good. Francis also looking good. Playing the game against Tekko, also pretty good. So this will decide who will face Soen in the decider.
Yep.
Group B, Pato defeated Don Dolare, is waiting for his opponent. That's probably Godfather or Reaver, but Pato clearly the favorite there. Labby still waiting for his opponent of round 3. Something's going long there. Is that the Ember game? I guess.
Yeah, the Ember Hambam series, I think.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that going very, very, very long. So poor Labby has to wait a little bit. Razor Moon is indeed waiting for the winner of Kevin and Teddster. And Group E... Leon versus Ina. Oh, God, quite a meme, man. I can see the meme coming out of that.
So good.
Side is in the final waiting for either Nub or Thedelius, but we can catch that later.
Nice.
Lawlight versus Murphy. Ido. Damn, so quick. I'm not used to seeing him win games so quickly. But yeah, this lines up to be Lawlight versus Ido and Jens versus Scars. Maybe chat can tell us what they want to see. Second map of Kevin and Teddster or Jens. What's it gonna be, chat?
Make your decision now.
That's right. In the meantime, we can queue an ad, so you don't have it in. Oh, it's running already. Wonderful, wonderful. We can do a vote. We do a vote, everybody. New poll. Which game to cast? Kazat. Kevin versus Teddster or Jens versus Scars. You got 2 minutes. Be quick.
Be quick and snappy. Yeah, Go said you're right. I forgot about Focus. I was going through who all qualified
Okay.
by the qualifiers, and I forgot about Focus. Dreadful.
What the hell? How can you forget about Focus Pocus? Okay, Jens Scars, it's pretty clear. It's pretty... Yeah, so far it's pretty clear. You never know with these elections. Stop the count!
Yeah, we've been calling Focus Uncle Focus.
True.
Just for a little bit of kind of familiarity between us. You know, he's such a nice, quiet guy, isn't he? He's just such a pleasure to talk to.
Super low-key funny, though. So whenever he says something, it's quite humorous and... oh, it's actually getting closer here. Sometimes a bit mean towards the others. Well, I tilt the camera a little bit. Nope. Don't. What? Why? Don't.
They're not.
Okay.
It's not quite center, eh?
No. And it moves to the left-hand side. It's getting even worse.
Okay. We're working it out. We're working it out.
Yeah. Someone was complaining. Can you please put it to the center finally? It was the cable bringing it back, I think. Okay.
Well, you're used to dealing with demands from chat, aren't you, Neil?
Of course, and I ignore them all.
Apart from this one, which the poll is actually a little bit closer than I expected. Time is running out, guys. Get your last few votes in now. Maybe we can check if the game is up on Flow TV, just to see if it's ready to go.
Ooh, we got a big dono. Le Crestfallen. Hail Satan, my little lamb. Coming in with $100 for the Rara Fund. You are insane, my dude. Scrub it, 18 months as well. Rara, keep up the good deeds, brothers. Our man, Jenny Prenzelberg, our host. You'll be seeing him later in the main production. 94 months.
94? I thought I was misreading that for a second.
No, 94. Great casters, thank you. We got a great host once again for the 3rd time in a row. Art Vandalai Lothar. We missed the big dono by Markosh for the 50. Let's go Side, my brother. Side and me. We're in the same teams 3 year long. IGR and AAA.
I have to ask him about that.
Yeah, we can ask Side. He's like 10 meters away from us. AAA, man. Legendary team.
Yeah.
Misa Tamari, Knusperhuden. That's it, but man. Le Crestfallen, Markosh, especially MVPs of the day.
So sick, man.
So yeah, I wanted to look up the game. Is he playing under Mayhem? No. Oh.
Yes, he is. There we go.
Is that the result of the poll? It is. Jensen Scars wins.
Here we go.
So we saw a banger game of Kevin and Teddster. You can see it on Flow TV. There might be some community streams as well. But hell yeah, Jens came all the way from Chile. And that is the decider. Best of 3. So with that, we should be ready to go. I should probably put this in the title as well, as we have to wait a little bit for the game to be ready.
That's such insane commitment, dude. Like, coming all the way from Chile to Germany is one heck of a journey. I don't know about you, but I can't stand being in a plane for more than like 2 hours.
Oh, dude.
Like 2 to 3 hours is like my absolute maximum. Anything beyond that, and I just wish I wasn't alive anymore. So.
Okay, it's getting dark here. No, I mean, I've been to Los Angeles and China due to Warcraft. I was privileged to be invited there, and that's like 12 to 14 hour plane rides.
That's a long haul.
My issue, of course, is I'm addicted and I need to smoke.
Yep.
So that's horrible.
Not getting your fill of that must be tough.
But I got chewing gum for that, and I actually enjoy flying. Just sitting there watching TV, getting some food, getting some drinks. It's nice.
I just wish I could sleep more often. You know, it's so difficult for me to rest and just like nod off for a few hours. If I could do that, it would be a game changer.
I can sleep like a baby.
I'm so jealous.
I got sleeping issues at home, but in a plane, dude.
Easy as pie. And yeah, we're just waiting about 1 minute, guys, before we can boot up Jens versus Scars, which is super exciting.
I am also in the process of fixing the grid link. Oh, the grid link was fixed already, I think. That's good. If not, let us know.
Yeah, Alchemist, I feel you, man. It's just the worst. I wish I could just teleport, you know, immediately to my destination and just get it over and done with. Because once you get here, it's just so great. We've got such an amazing venue here at Baystack, Germany. It's a huge facility. We've got all these amazing computers, rows upon rows of PCs, so many little nooks and crannies, as we would say. You know, you go down the corridor and there's another offshoot of like 10 PCs in this corner and there's 10 in this corner, and it's just insane how many. What was it, 121 PCs or something?
Yeah, roundabout. Plus all the PCs for the production and the content creators, social media people and streamers and everything. Oh, I got the wrong game. I started the wrong game. I'm an idiot, everybody. It was Organ Night Elf as well. It's kind of...
It was close, it was close.
It was close. How did I? It says Scars versus Jens, though.
Yeah, definitely looks like the right game, but there was a few options.
Oh, maybe people are watching Flow TV, and because it's the LAN thingy, it opened up.
Perfect.
This is the right one. Okay. We got it. Okay, we're loading in, everybody. This is the best of 3 decider for the round of 8. Out of these round of 8, 6 players will qualify for the main series, and it's Jens versus Scars. Scars, the former participant in German Meisterschaft playoffs, also in our Dach Inferno playoffs, and Jens. Meteoric rise, even though I still don't understand that saying, meteoric rise by Jens in the past 6 months or so.
Yeah, Jens has just improved an insane amount. And yeah, regarding that phrase, I can't make sense of it either. Is it because it travels so fast? Like the trend has been so quickly upward?
It doesn't matter.
But it doesn't make sense because
it's not rising, it's falling.
It's falling. I totally agree with you. Maybe somebody can explain in chat.
Who's smarter than we are in that chat?
Well, that is a tough one to answer, Neo.
I see our observer Max. He's quite smart.
He is. He can answer for us.
I guess. So I gotta switch the data, and here we go. Jens, of course, representing the Night Elves, and Scars and Jens both have very distinct plays. They are not going according to the meta. They come up with their own stuff, of course, adjacent to what we have. Like Scars won't start to play Mass Witch Doctors or something, but he was one of the first in Europe to implement mirror image and headhunters. So that was real good. And I guess we see a Blade Master here. We might... Oh, we do not see...
Yeah, no early Warlow this time. So second burrow right off the bat. It might still be mirror image.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to Scars a lot. Obviously, he's in my team as well, and he loves mirror image. I'd be really, really shocked if he picks something different. But I feel like without headhunters... I don't know, the creeping is kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
Especially on this map, you know, Springtime, it's got a lot of heavy armor creeps, the worst kind of creeps, like a Sasquatch. You got 2 Bigfoots, Neo, at Merc and the Expo, which is not great. And then, I don't know, the middle camps are kind of tough to do as well. I'm not the biggest fan, but maybe Scars has got a different plan in mind and not just creeping to level 3.
And you gotta be ready for Jens. He's a player who always goes for the Keeper of the Grove. Like
he loves that guy.
Even against Undead, even in Mirror, when he knows that his opponent is a Demon Hunter player. Keeper all the way, always. With lots and lots of Treants, creeping a lot, opening up expansion, harassing bases. So you gotta be ready for that. Jens being a former StarCraft player, rather on the macro side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, Jens has great mechanics, but he is definitely more focused on that macro-centric front. And Keeper is the hero of choice to fulfill that skill set of his, you know, to keep trying to get expansions or buying time behind, you know, some pressure with that level 2 entangle in particular. And Jens, he's creeping up and coming across the map kind of early on, actually. Maybe hoping to disrupt Scar's creeping here. Scar's going for a pretty tricky creep, actually. The Shaman here can cast Rejuve, which is really annoying.
It is.
And the Wolves kind of I don't know, block him in a little bit. And the keeper here, is he going to get anything done? Not really, actually. Doesn't want to commit too hard into the base. The two burrows positioned really nicely, actually. Pretty much covers the entirety of the Orc base here. Can easily get those peons to safety.
Yeah, Scar's definitely one of the guys who thinks about the game a lot and comes up with a lot of solutions to rising problems. So we could ask him what the thinking behind this. It's the Mirror Image Blademaster Grunt opener is, but it's already a win, I think, in his book, because Jens wasn't really efficient for like 30 seconds running across the entire map and far away from level 3.
Yeah, Jens didn't get a great deal done, honestly. I think it was kind of a bizarre move across to the Orc base, and Scar's just got to creep. And now Scar's moved on to the mercenary camp as well. And Jens, he seems content to just let Scars do what he wants. He's picking up the big consumables here from the Ogre Magi's. Of course, they can drop some great items. Big Invo might come into play a little bit later, but you're really always hoping for either big heal or big mana, as they have the most instantaneous effect.
Hell yeah. And so do claws. And we do have
oh my
claws.
gosh.
Plus 15, boys! And the Boots of Speed. I think this Blademaster is ready to battle. This, of course, scales onto the mirror images as well, who usually come online just a tiny bit later. But now the damage is here. The speed is here, and Jens has a squishy keeper and a squishy archers. We saw that in the previous game of Kevin vs. Teddster, and I think the hunt is on.
Absolutely. Oh, Jens maybe miscalculating a little bit here. He has a 2.99 keeper, basically. This keeper is a hair away from level 3, but not quite. And in the immediate vicinity, there's not any particularly like close by camps to secure that level 3. And Scars, I think this is a brilliant play by him, just trying to get the Bigfoot here away from Jens. I'm never going to not think it's Bigfoot. Ring of Protection +4. You know, we had to balance out the RNG a little bit, right? It couldn't have been another clause. That would have just been disgusting.
It's a bit odd, right, that he's still creeping with the Blademaster at level 3 point something and the Shadow Hunter isn't out yet. It seems a bit late. So the Blademaster is still on his own, while Jens already got the Alchemist out in this matchup. And yeah, no healing, no hex, no control, and that's instantly punished by Jens.
Yeah, Jens managing just to sneak in that level 3 on time, really hoping to catch up to the Berserker as well. That would be a huge loss for Scars. Already, of course, losing the Grunt beforehand, and I think the Berserker is going to go down here as well, Neo. It was a little bit rough for Scars, but of course he did get so much creeping done. We're almost at level 4 Blade.
Ouch! That,
oh, nice deny as well on the Berserker.
Wait a minute. The Keeper is super far away. He's still hunting down that Alchemist.
Wait.
Where's he going? He's indecisive.
Oh, I think Scars could have committed there, maybe. You know, the Blade with boots is really fast. The Alchemist isn't exactly the quickest here in the world, and I think Scars may be losing the overview of this game a little bit here. We can't lose all of these units. One Grunt barely scrapes away. The Hex! Hex, Neo! Can you believe it? It's a first pick and a huge crit to secure the kill.
God.
Of course that was going to happen. It's classic Orc.
Dude, name him Gandalf. He arrived at the perfect timing from behind the forest, and the Keeper goes down with a TP, an Invul potion, and a greater heal potion. This is such a bad feeling, because of course not only is the Shadow Hunter arriving at the perfect time, but also the big red numbers arrive at the perfect time, and Scars with a huge exclamation mark here at the 6-minute mark.
Damn, that is going to be so rough to recover from for Jens. And Scars, I've talked to him a little bit about his strategy against Night Elf, and he's actually going tier 3 quite a lot. And we've got that tier 3 pretty much almost halfway for him already, and he loves to get towards like this insane army comp where he's got like Poison Wyvern, Kodo Drum upgrade, and Kodos, some frontline units as well, like some Grunts, and it looks kind of like a mishmash of stuff. But it's just a lot of Orc things. You chuck in the illusions as well. You chuck in Serpent Wards usually, but of course, Scars saw that opportunity to Hex the Keeper and got the 177 crit just to execute that hero.
Yeah, that was a sick one. So, yeah, leveling is hard now. Get the Alchemist a bit of solo experience. That's nice. No Tavern revives. Scars, as you said, is on the way to tier 3. Shadow Hunter is getting some solid levels. He is going for Serpent Wards. He dodges Heal Wave. And I wonder if that's the right call.
Oh man, the tree here and a bit of problems here for Jens. You see the illusions putting on quite good chip damage as well, trying to negate as much of that healing as possible from the Eat Tree. Nature's Blessing has been prepared by Jens. Very smart of him, of course, to do that ahead of time, but I think the tree here is in dire straits right now, Neo. This looks super rough. The Serpent Ward might actually kind of get in the way a little bit there. We see the tree smacking the snake. This is an interesting sight to see.
He should be able to eat it. I mean, it's a stick. It's also lumber, I guess. Wyvern position is excellent. And the Wyvern is adding more damage while being safe. Uber good play by Scars. And in the meantime, he's killing that Alchemist. No, the potion this time. The Hex doesn't last long enough.
Dude, that was close. If there was another big red number there, Neo, I think that Alchemist was gone. There's no Staff of Preservation on Jens' side here. Really struggling to come online. And that Wind Rider took a bit of damage in transit, but is now being put to such good use. But Jens, he's done something quite genius here, which is eat all the trees around and then sit.
True.
Never got fortified.
Fortified, indeed, but I don't know. There's no Wisp. The Blade Master still got the 2 claws. The Serpent Wards are coming in as well. And at some point, the regeneration from eating a tree is over, and then what?
True. I think it's end of the road there for that Tree of Life. As soon as he needs to uproot again and eat, that blade is just going to finish the job. That big samurai katana of his is doing a great job here chopping the wood of that tree.
Freaking Scars, man. Like, Jens has been the talk of the town, the pride of the Americas, strongest player in the Americas, most successful player in the Americas. And Scars, you know what he did in the past couple of months? He didn't play at all. He is pursuing a new career path and is very successful at that as well, you know, in the music business and stuff. And now he arrives here and he's owning.
That's so sick to see. It's so cool when you've got players that don't necessarily play all the time and we don't see consistently, and then they just show up for an event like this and play super well.
Hell yeah. And I talked to him before about this. He says, yeah, I know Jens for a long time. We played together at Infernales. And if I lose, dude, it's totally fine. Then he deserves it. We're actually going to be playing 2-2 on Sunday together.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, he's pretty cool. And I think in previous tournaments, he put a lot of pressure on himself to get to that next round. And this time he's super relaxed, super calm, no ambitions. Just let's see how far it can go. And dude is flying so far.
And this is such a unique style from Orc. You know, you've casted dozens upon dozens of pro Orc Elf games, and it tends to be quite similar most games. You know, Blade Shadow versus Mass Tier 1 or sometimes Mass Dryads or whatever. And obviously Jens is sticking to that formula a little bit more rigidly. Yeah. But Scars, he's got the kind of a weird composition, right? We've got Blade Images, we've got Hex Snakes, we've got a random Berserker left over from earlier, some Grunts,
That's right.
A couple Raiders, we've got a Kodo and TC third coming out as well. This is just wild.
So the thing is, though, that Jens has been in the worst positions that I've ever seen, and he somehow finds a way out. He's the comeback kid. He's so good at that. Like, a lot of people tried to eliminate him, and Leon at War 3 Champions Finals got him by the throat multiple times. There was like 1 or 2 units left, and this damn Keeper and the Treants and the Entangles, they still find a way. At the moment, Scars is ahead in supply a tiny bit. He's ahead in levels. He will be ahead in economy. And it looks really good, but never ever count out Jens before the GG.
Yeah, absolutely. Jens, he is so resilient. You know, just when you think you've got the win over him, he manages to pull out the victory somehow. An elf, you know, it's not typically known as that kind of race that is able to just suddenly pull it back and win a game, but Jens, he makes it possible. But it's a tall order this time, I'm afraid, Neo. This Blade is well on his way to level 5.
Hell yeah, and there's not the craziest damage mitigation, but at least Jens is a little lucky with the items, gets good damage boost. Range Aura, still has the Invo Potion, but Scars is also mixing it up, mixing in Raiders. It's kind of, isn't it cool how we got 2 Night Elf vs Orc in a row, and it's kind of similar style, but then takes a different path.
Yeah, I think also Scars, particularly execution-wise, has just done amazingly this game. For such a bizarre kind of game plan, where I feel like it's just a mix of so much random stuff, it would be a kind of easy to lose yourself in the mire there, but Scars, he's been on top of everything this game, also macroing super well behind. We've got an expansion coming up as well for him. Jens, he's tried to find an advantage by going to tier 3 as well. Perhaps he can stabilize, but it looks rough for him. And Scars with a double bass, that's going to be super hard for Jens to get over.
I mean, he is a drummer after all, so a double bass is definitely fitting.
Yeah, it's a standard technique in this book, I think.
There we go. Lots of heal scrolls on Jens' side, plus the auras. The problem is, at the moment, he can't build any army because all the moon worlds are gone, and moon worlds are extremely expensive, 180 a piece, so we gotta spend all his resources into new moon worlds. He's leveling a little bit.
Oh, the keeper.
Yeah, it's not looking bueno. Invo potion passed. Using it now. There we go. So back into safety.
Invo and Scroll committed just to keep the keeper alive, not even for anything else really. That is a super feels bad man type moment. And Scars, it feels like he's really kind of crushing this at the moment. The Blade just purging a Dryad, 2 crits in a row, destroying that Dryad at the back. The Raiders keep catching new Dryads. They keep being purged as well, of course, despite being magic immune. They can be purged by orb effects. And that just looks super, super rough. Jens, he does have 1 Staff of Preservation to work with. The Radiant Snare is in cooldown. And there we are. TC attempts to get somewhat of a stomp, but I think he knew, Scars, that Jens would just portal out that hero. But he is left licking his wounds, poor Jens. He has 0 wood to his name, no moonwells, supply blocked, and Scars has an expo, which is not quite saturated yet, but will be very, very soon.
Yeah, I hope he's not forgetting about that. It was super successful in all the fights so far, but we see an additional peon already. Here comes the slide. Now it's 2 base versus 1. One guy has income and the free supply and close to a level 5 Blade Master. We've seen so many successful orcs yesterday already, and today it just continues as it seems.
Yeah, it's interesting to say that, because in the past I felt like orcs struggled quite considerably against Night Elf most of the time. But these unconventional players like Teddy and Scars, they can do some damage against players that maybe we'd expect them to be the underdog against, but they can certainly do some damage.
Scars wants to close it out now. I mean, why not? Don't let the Night Elf reach any unnecessary levels. And now when it rains, it pours. And it's going to pour big red numbers.
Yeah, Keeper here being webbed at the front as well. There's so many Raiders available for Scars to work with. 4 actually on the field at the moment. Ogre Molly here, I doubt he's going to provide much of a front line here. Already being eviscerated by the Blade Master crits. Alchemist being focused, he is rather tanky. Can he keep the lockdown on long enough in order to stop Jens from portaling the hero out? It's very, very close. Oh, the Alchemist does go down in the end. Super, super rough for Jens here. Pretty much on his last legs. That's level 3 critical strike. Oh, that's 252 crit to end the Ogre Mauler's life. His tenure as a mercenary was rather short. And Jens has no option but to surrender, and Scars is up 1-0 against Jens.
Insane Blade Master once again. What a game. Once again, we can pinpoint the moment this all fell apart, and that was obviously that Hex snipe on the Keeper. Perfect timing, perfect arrival, perfect length, perfect crit afterwards.
Insane.
And Scars could ruin Jens's travel. Like, maybe he's the Razor Moon of 2024.
Not another Night Elf victim, Neil. We can't have that. Not so early on, especially against another Orc. It's gonna be rough for them. But Jens, as we said, never count him out.
Yep.
But I don't know, after a game like that, you might feel a bit deflated, honestly. I don't think he expected Scars to play in this way. And it kind of showed. I mean, the Shadowhunter, he should have known that it was coming round the corner about now. And I guess he just sort of didn't expect to be hexed out of range. Of course, it's nighttime. And that's all it takes sometimes. 1 lucky crit, and that's it.
Okay, let's see if Jens needs a little break, or if we're just going into the next one. Springtime. Nope, not up yet. Oh, is it? A lot of people with May in the name. Oh,
yeah, Shallow Grave. Oh, we're getting some interesting maps.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, this person who did the map pool was quite a genius himself, I gotta say. Let's take a quick look into the bracket before we go into map 2 to see if we missed any huge upsets or something. But Soen vs Francis, the cider round coming up. Pato waiting for his opponent after defeating Dondo, still the same. Group C is lacking a little bit behind, but Ember finally with a 2-1 over Hambam. And
nice.
This bracket can continue as well. Razor Moon versus Teddster, who 2-1'd Kevin. Damn, Kevin out of World Series.
Oh, that feels bad, man.
And we do get the rematch of Razor versus Teddster.
Oh, not again, not again.
Skoa defeats Lemes.
That's kind of unexpected. Especially against Power Rifle.
Hell yeah, this is rough. I mean, they know each other from FFA, but
1v1's a whole different beast. And Power Rifle, it's just got such a strong power spike when that Blood Mage comes out. And I guess Scour must have handled it magnificently, coming through 2-1 in that series.
Lolite playing against McBurphy, Big Murphy, and Ido is waiting there. Jens versus Scars is obviously our game, so we are going into map 2. This next map is match points for Scars, and he could be the first player into this round of 8. Not 100% qualified for the World Series then, of course, but basically 6 out of 8 chance, and that's good odds.
Yeah, 6 out of 8. 6 out of 8. You know, that's 3 out of 4. 75%.
Right.
75%.
Damn, didn't know that you're that good at math.
Simplifying fractions, Neo.
Did Toxie tell you about that?
Yeah, you need a PhD in maths to understand that.
I think so. You don't need a PhD to throw you in a game. You just need to hit a button.
There we are. Boom.
That's like kind of my skill set.
That's
here.
my thing.
So, will Scars bring it back? Will Jens bring it back against Scars?
Shallow Grave, Neo. This is an interesting one. You know, we've got such a unique map pool this year. And there's no Concealed Hill, which has been a staple for however long at this point.
Yep.
No LR,
Yep.
or Last Refuge for you guys that don't know.
We've seen it too many times.
We've seen it. I mean, both those maps have been staples for years. And now we've got a rather unique map pool. Do you think we can run through it? We've got Autumn Leaves,
Yes.
Hammerfall, Shallow Grave, Springtime, Northern Isles, Twisted Meadows, guys, by the way. That's going to produce some hype games. And Tidehunters.
Yep.
So there we go.
Nice. Damn, you
Did my
memorized them all.
Did my research, got my little notepad next to me.
Well done, I like it. Yeah, I thought we need a good mix of maps that are played often and are great, like Twisted Meadows. But we also need to feature newer maps that are just damn good. And I said it on my cast over and over again. Shallow Grave is, from an entertainment perspective, one of the absolute finest. I mean, Leon beat X-Lord here. That always puts Shallow Grave straight into my heart,
Absolutely.
basically. We also had, like, back in DreamHack days, this map was created for DreamHack back in the day. Cruncher vs. Kiwikaki, like 40-minute game. Absolutely insane. And Shallow Grave just keeps on giving.
Yeah, personally, when this map first came out, I was like, oh, I really don't like it. It feels a bit weird. The camps were quite hard, you know, like the Expo, the Merc. But actually, all these maps that have more challenging camps, bigger camps, mercenaries, they tend to provide more exciting games. We've also got quite interesting labs in the middle of the map, which are also quite challenging to take. You know, we've got Rocky. I think there's a Mud Golem as well thrown in there, and an Assassin, which is just horrendous to deal with. Oh, Scars, I think. Did he mess this up? I think he was intending on doing the Lightning Shield trick with the Peon, but the Grunt, I think, was on A move and just followed the Wisp away. So unfortunately, Scars here not going to get the Lightning Shield trick, slowing down his creeping just a tad. Oh, Jens, you can see very nicely checking with the Wisp to dispel that Lightning Shield if it was indeed up, or images, of course, as well.
Second time already he's checking here. Just a little bit 21 supply trick. And Hunters are coming. Hunters are coming. Switch up.
A little bit of a switch up, guys, which on this particular map, I think works quite decently well. The tree that you plant, you know, proxy to the natural is quite well protected, close to the base, and it's a fairly short distance to the natural, so you're kind of always covering this side of the map when possible, especially with your reinforcements are nice and close by. And Scars, he's going to aim to creep, I imagine, level 3 once again, a similar style to before. Oh, the Ensnare going on the Grunt here, a little bit unlucky. Oh, and Tango is prepared as well. Of course, Treant's coming in. The turret was getting on in the action a little bit as well, doing some damage to that Grunt. I think we're going to see an early Grunt loss, Neo, which is never good, and Deny was missed. Crucial when playing against Keeper.
Good by Jens that he was not too greedy and repositioned at first, knowing that he will get this kill eventually. Scars had a little bit of time for the Deny, missed, and that's level 2.2, while his own blade only reaches level 2. Now with Scars with the Claw, probably not too unhappy, but the Grunt loss is definitely what hurts most, as we are getting Huntress into tech by Jens.
Yeah, I find the tech to be an interesting choice. I feel like as the elf, if you ever manage to get the orc on the back foot, you pretty much want to plant the expo as soon as you can. Because if you decide to plant it later and the orc makes some plays with telestaff and is able to cancel your expansion, your whole game plan can sort of be thwarted pretty early on, even though you might have gotten the lead. So you do need to plant that tree down very decisively. But Jens obviously knows better than I. We'll see. We'll see just what he has in store for us. And Jens getting another pick off here is super rough. Well, I might have spoken too soon. Blade Master manages to kind of cut off the elf units from getting in. Doesn't want to commit with that Huntress there. And the Grunt does get saved to the back. Pretty nice.
Well. quite an even early game in comparison to the last one. Jens also learned a little bit, pulling back with the keeper. It's not giving Scars any opening. So yeah, tree is coming, just like it was the plan in the previous series, but Scars shut it down. Needs a little bit more time, needs a bit more XP, and of course items as well. Oh, double end snare! No way!
What the heck?
way!
That's absolutely ridiculous.
How does that happen?
What?
Oh, misses the run for the second one though. That could have been a disaster for Jens.
Dude, how did that happen, man? We looked away for 1 second and boom, those two hunts were just webbed. And usually we... wait, it got webbed again.
You move into the aggro of the creep camp, and then you are the new target for the creeps. They hate new guys.
They do.
And then they throw their nets.
That is so rough for Jens, actually. That's a bit of a momentum killer. Scars managed to get away with the big creep there, the Troll Warlord, getting some more XP. Sells the... I think it was Beast Scroll, right? Scroll of the Beast was sold by Scars. Making up for the gold loss earlier, of course, losing that early grunt. And yeah, I feel like Scars' game plan is coming together quite well here. Should be able to creep level 3 fairly soon. Shadowhunter on the way. And Jens, he just wants to buy space for that Tree of Life that is coming. We've got Nature's Blessing on the way as well, of course, to help get that guy across. It's insane how slow trees are without that Nature's Blessing to help them over.
Gotta get that Nature's Blessing in. I keep saying it over and over and over, but this is the moment where you don't really have the resources for it, nor the time. We have a Panda this time against a lot of Orc units that will be coming in, but only later as we have a tier 3 running. Shadowhunter is coming now. A little bit of a calm before the storm, but of course one of the assets of mirror images is you can scout very, very nicely with them. And Scars has a very, very nice idea of what's going on now.
Yeah, Scars just kind of keeping an eye on the map super well. Opting for Hex again, Neo. So so this time instead of it being an opportunistic choice, Scars is opting to just roll with Hex.
Could be some creep manipulation, but what are you going for? You can't go for the labs.
We are preventing Frost Armor from being cast at this small camp here, but...
It's just a small camp.
Yeah, I don't know. But then we can also disable the Troll High Priest at the expansion. So yeah, maybe this is just a deliberate choice to help accelerate the Shadowhunter creeping. You can always respec early on, later on, sorry. Jens, in the meantime, he's just not finding the levels. Like, Keeper level 2 is pretty pitiful. Panda did get one camp to himself, so we've got 1.8 on that Panda. But of course, you need level 3 to make him do anything. Of course, that level 2 Panda is super underwhelming. Expansion being crept by 2 Ancients. I like this, actually. We've got the Treants joining in as well. It's an interesting setup here. There's a lot of trees. A lot of Ancients to creep this camp. Nice entangle on the real blade, actually. Nicely worked out by Jens. Oh, there we go. The last hit does actually go to the Panda here. So, Parrot to Vitality for him. Decent item. But yeah, the creeping here is not ultra smooth. Not the easiest, of course. These Blade Master mirror images. This must be so annoying to play against, Neo.
It is. There's no Dispel just yet. Waiting for the Dryads to come. And they keep on hunting, and with a couple of claws, their damage is good. At the moment, it's kind of neglectable. But yeah, annoying is the perfect word. Destroy the rhythm. It's all about music here in this game, apparently. But Scars is still on the timer. Let's not forget. Jens got the expo up. We talk like it's kind of a horrible situation. But if he survives the next couple of minutes, he has the win condition right there.
Yeah, I would say normally that's true for sure. Wait, Tinker.
Whoa! Okay, dude.
Yeah, Tinker out of left field. I mean, Scar spoke to me about playing Blade Tinker as a bit of a cheese, but Tinker third? I
mean, if you want to push something, a keeper is never... Tinker is never bad.
Yeah.
It can't be dispelled. Yeah, if you want to end it right now...
Yeah, the Clockwork Goblins are pretty strong, do a lot of damage, and of course, they're quite good against Dryads as well. The damage they do is not spell damage, so they actually do damage Dryads as well, which is pretty nice. Blade Master at the back here, cancelling the Entangle Goldmine just before it comes up. Really, really nicely played. As long as Scars manages to actually secure that, well, he doesn't quite get it, unfortunately. TP coming in from Jens, who did manage to secure his crucial levels. This level 3 Panda is going to put on a bit of a barbecue, I think.
Jens is facing elimination here in the open bracket decider. This is not even the round of 8. This is the open bracket round of 16. Or round of 128. He has to smash this fight and keep the expo up. Otherwise, there's no chance. There's no double elimination. No fallback net whatsoever. Dryads are being hurt. We got some nice hexes. Hunters are taking lots of piercing damage. But what happens if this Blade Master's running out of mana for Mirror Image?
This must be so frustrating for Jens right now. There's no heal wave on the Orc side, and yet the Panda, his impact doesn't feel that much. But wait a second here. The blade just gets caught by the Keeper. Of course, that sneaky entangle, you just never know when it's around the corner. And Scar's playing without any Dispel, Neo. I think maybe that was a bit greedy.
And that's why they call me the Prophet, Hubert.
There
I
we
saw
are.
it coming when I saw the mana bar of this
Oh,
Blade
the
Master.
Windrider, no.
And the Wyvern as well. Scars maybe still angry, but their Blade Master lost. What an opportunity! But similar to the Hexon game 1, this Entangle came out of nowhere and he wasn't ready for another Mirror Image, couldn't get out, and then you're dead.
Simple as that, Neo. That's the way the cookie crumbles. And Scars, this is so rough, man. I mean, he's going to choose to revive the blade via the altar. That's going to take ages. We can see 70 seconds left on that timer. No opportunity now to make a tiny Great Hall, which would be huge. If Scars was able just to do a little bit better in that engagement, not lose his hero, I feel like he could have fallen back, grabbed that tiny hall, and just set up his own 2-base economy while being on tier 3. And of course, we saw last time the Mass Dryads from Jens basically fell over as soon as the blade had enough support and good levels. But this time we've got 3.3 on the blade, crit level 1. It's not looking amazing. Maybe it's a bit of an oversight here to be so greedy and go for Hex and Snakes.
Yeah, I think so too. There's very little recovery in this Orc army. It's their problem anyway, right? Once they run out of mana, they're not really efficient anymore. And then without Heal Wave, you can't even heal, so you have no mana and you have no health. And you also have that Tinker by you that doesn't really help in non-push situations anymore. Except, as you said, against Dryads, it can be nice, but it's not really what he's made for. So yeah, Scar's in a super tricky spot, but seems like he has a plan. If we look at this inventory, Blade Master's back. We got a tiny Great Hall here. And Tinker is the heal scroll carrier. Jens must know that something is up because all the aggression are gone. There was basically 2 choices for Scars, right? Either you push again and try your luck, or you try to do the same and counter expand.
100%. I think Jens is definitely expecting this, though he might take his time to creep up a little bit more. We see right now Panda's on 4.5 with the Book of the Dead, Neo against no Dispel. That is going to be one hell of a rough engagement for Scars. I'm not sure how he makes it through this alive. And yeah, the Panda here is super close to level 5. Jens, will he go for one more big camp? I think so. We're going to make our way over to the red, potentially? No, we're going to go for the lab. That would make more sense. I'm not actually sure. The units are running around in a bit of a weird way, honestly.
He's just doing whatever you say he's not doing. That's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, okay, Jens will go for the red spot in the end. And if this is a sick item as well and Panda level 5, I think we can call it curtains for the Orc player, I'm afraid.
I guess so, but we see, like, Scars, Witch Doctor Adept upgrade.
Scars is so wild, dude. He's just like, right, I've got this, like, ragtag band of Orcs, and I'm going to support it with, like, a Kodo, a Demo, a Witch Doctor. We've got a Windrider that obviously died earlier on. It's super weird and unconventional, but obviously works out pretty well for him when he can get a good game going. The level 5 Panda, oh my god, this is going to be so rough.
And he has a mana potion.
Yeah, Jens is prepared this time.
Love the leveling on the Keeper. It doesn't really matter if he scales higher. Like, you could maybe throw in a Thorns. Or something against the Blade Master is always good. But yeah, that's it. Panda level 5, win condition, great equipment. Also the parry app that he values that I love. And tier 3 starts now.
Yeah, and Witch Doctors, honestly, I don't really see their purpose. If you can get heal wards, sure. But there's so many Dryads available for Jens. Adept training and then Master training and then 2 to 3 Doctors takes forever. Although I'm a little bit surprised Jens isn't forcing the issue. I think there was a window where he just had a big supply lead. And now it's getting a little bit closer, actually. And Scars is getting some time here, but Jens... he is finally making his way cross-map. 2 heal scrolls, TP, heal pot. We've got a staff online as well. I think he's ready to brawl, Neo.
He's only halfway through the tier 3 tech. I'm not sure if you necessarily want to push when you don't capitalize on your upgrades yet. But maybe poking a little bit, trying to drain resources off of Scars. And if he had an idea about that Great Hall, then he might push it now. But this seems very late. It just came up. Like that, is mining for quite some time. How much damage can Jens do here? Because there was a Watcher ward by Scars. He saw him coming 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, Scars is prepared and in position. Oh, first breath not doing too amazingly actually for Jens. And Scars, I don't really see what his out is here. There's so many drives to contend with. Maybe the snake pit is enough. Oh, nice move here with the trains. Just harassing those defenseless peons. That doesn't feel good for them. They get abused every game. And Tinker here getting some... Yeah, Tinker actually already threw out the Pocket Factory, so that's off cooldown too. Book of the Dead being popped, and we've got Drunken Haze Breath of Fire combination coming out soon. The breath is still on cooldown. Is it just enough to ignite the units? Yes, barely managing to get the burn damage off onto the backline there of Scars. But the Treants are just wrecking havoc in this peon line. They're all going down. Treants doing amazing damage, of course, against medium armor. And Jens, he kind of accomplished what he set out to do. You know, he basically disabled the second base economy of the Orc without overcommitting to an engagement.
That's right. By the way, there's an ad coming in 5 minutes. I don't have any snoozes anymore to stop these ads. So get your subs in for the weekend, and then you don't see a single ad this entire weekend. We got a lot of Warcraft for you, so definitely worth it. That also protects you from ads during WAL Grand Final. Just saying, to give you a little extra incentive. I definitely agree. Like, he killed the peons. It's totally fine. Economy is recovering. 16-minute game now, so both on 2 bases. Who scales better from here out? I mean, we get bears, right? We do have the upgrades. But then we also got an orb now, and Scars had a lot of upgrades already. I don't know. I think it feels like he already reached the limit of his army. Just getting more of it.
Yeah, Jens doesn't really have any sort of unit that he can decide to mass or add in super easily. Maybe a fairy dragon or 2 would be quite nice against doctors. They would take the full damage pretty much from any spell they would cast. Which would be kind of nice. I think he's just really relying on some frontline plus the Panda level 5 to carry. And Scars, he doesn't have heal wave as we mentioned before. Only 1 heal scroll as well. And the Witch Doctors, they're out of mana already. We do have some wards being planted at the back. Here comes the mirror image. Breath of Fire hits decently, it has to be said. But the Dryads are flanking from behind Neo as well. We've got a little bit of a sneak attack from behind as well.
I didn't even see that coming. Nice pickup. Great damage, of course, against Kodos. I gotta widen up the battlefield. Level 5 on the Panda being hexed now. The Wyvern is trying so hard to do any possible damage to these Dryads, but being attacked from the Orc and the Breath. We get grilled Wyvern tonight. And Jens is looking damn strong.
Yeah, Jens managing the fight quite well here, not losing too much, but yeah, Scar's actually doing decent work himself. You know, he fell a ton in supply, but he managed to kill about 12 or 16 food as well, not too shabby. Tinker is level 3 now, let's see if that has any particular impact on this game.
No rockets, no competition is what I say, even against Dryads. I don't care, just for the style factor.
I love the rockets, man, such a fun spell. Oh, Blade here. Being slowed a little bit, Keeper not really going for the focus. And I think, yeah, maybe Scars can just go for the Panda. If that Panda hits level 6, that is certainly going to be the end of this match for Scars here, trying his best here not to let the Panda level up. Another huge breath coming out. The Witch Doctors feel super unimpactful in this fight. They're completely out of mana. Panda still has mana potion available to him as well. Shadowhunter did take level 1 heal wave, which doesn't look too strong in the face of this level 3 Panda. The Blade getting kind of low as well, but the Pocket Factory and stuff is doing work. You know, we're throwing in a lot of different units. The Blade here getting super low. We can clearly see which one it is. Oh, Jens, I think he could have popped the potion and got him, but deciding to save that for the ultimate almost definitely. Here we go. Storm, Earth, and Fire, everybody, for the first time. Dude, these series have been producing some bangers already. We see 2 ultimates. Tinker just gets blocked by the elementals there, and they do a ton of damage. Scar's holding on for dear life right now.
My god, this is like what, second ultimate in 2 games?
Playmaster?
The Blade is dying again. The Cyclone, the Shadowhunter. Jens is getting the comeback, ties up the series. And what a comeback it was. He was under so much pressure from the get-go. Scars, of course, with a little bit of a hiccup, not getting that lightning shield done. That kind of put a dent in this game. And then that Blade Master loss on the right-hand side, dude.
So rough.
The presence of mind by Jens to find that opportunity. And yeah, the overcommitment by Scars there for a second. And that gets punished on this level immediately. It might just be the open bracket, but these guys are still like 2,400 MMR, 2,500 MMR.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course, this is the level. And can't make mistakes like that. He tried to fight back. Love to see it. Every other ladder game he probably would have given up already when
For
the
sure.
Master dies, but not here.
Yeah, players have to fight hard for their spot, man. Like, as soon as it gets to that round 4, we're seeing some top-tier competition. Not quite, you know, the absolute pros, but some of the very best semi-professional players, for sure.
We also got the best community in the world, for sure, because we got a lot of subs. Thank you, Stinging Slicer, for the 4-month. Rah, rah, rah. Twitch McTwitchson with the 9-month. Razor, who's sitting right over there with the 9-month. And Williams, thank you for the raid. Good to see you streaming, mate. Zeus Klette with the 32. Awesome. Knusperhoden with the 1050. Rara deserves 3 times the 350. Thanks for this event. Hi, everyone. Max Younghofer with the 35. Rah, rah, rah. Let's go, Scars. Fozzie with the sub as well. And of course, the big dono by LeCrest Fallen earlier. You guys are great. Just like our players who are here. Scars, 1. Jens, 1. One World Series dream will be shattered now, keyword.
I thought you were going to at least lead with the positive side first. You know, one dream will be made a reality.
Nope.
And one will be
I'm a
shattered.
Negative person. I gotta lead with the emo version.
We gotta be brutally honest here, guys.
I'm tinkering with the overlay, but we can go in game already, so I can do that in peace.
So Tide Hunters is going to be our third map. The first conventional map, let's say. You know, we had Springtime and Shallow Grave, maps which are not seen all the time in competitive play. Tide Hunters, of course, probably my favorite new addition to the map pool since War 3 Champions kind of became super established.
It was 4 years ago, dude.
Oh, I can't believe it, man. Feels like yesterday. Came back to the game and heard that there was a revival of the game, the community. Pad came back after saving the game before from the kind of drought that we had on Battle.net. You know, he made War 3 Arena, and War 3 Arena was great at the time, and now we've got War 3 Champions, the best platform to play Warcraft 3 on.
That's right. Best matchmaking, best server structure, best feature list, best everything. Shout out W3 Champions. So, Scar still goes with his Blade Master grunts, and I was about to say, I don't see a sign of a Hunter's Hall yet, but there it is. So, both players sticking to their winning strategy.
Yeah, I mean, why change a winning strategy, I guess, in this case?
To surprise your opponent.
Well, you gave the right answer there, yeah. How about you just ignore what I just said? That makes things easier, right? There is a logical reason to do it. But yeah, no, perhaps Jens feels like he needs the support of the hunts early on. Kind of gives some additional map control, some good scouting as well. Of course, they can hide at night. Hopefully not get webbed by the mercenary camp again. That was a bit ropey for a second. And Jens, this is pretty decent creeping by him. Unfortunately, the snare caster here did walk all the way back. Is being healed up, actually. So this is not turning out to be super smooth for him. Scars, in the meantime, did take the turtle in the middle of the map, finding himself Slippers of Agility. Rather nice item indeed.
I love the way you say turtle.
Well, how did I say it? Turtle?
Turtle.
Turtle? Turtle.
Yeah,
Turtles.
There's something elegant about it.
You see, I've lived in North America as well. Yeah. So sometimes I say turtle, like I would say back home, or turtle. So I don't know. I get confused all the time now. English is my first language, and now it's a mishmash of British and American English. It's awful.
Medic! Thank you for the 5 gifties! Protecting 5 people from ads. We love that. It's sad that you're not with us this year, mate, but nice to see you still with the chat, in the chat. The real Hansen also with the 5-month. Let's go! Rah, rah, rah. That's right. So, again, an expansion by Jens. Do you think he's too much of a one-trick pony these days? Is he figured out already? Because it's like always keeper, it's always expansion heavy.
Yeah, I definitely think there's some danger to being overly predictable, especially at the top level. I would like to see Jens throw in the Demon Hunter just a little bit more frequently, but obviously he feels super comfortable with this style. And Elf is strong when they're able to establish a second base consistently, which is the key here. And here we have Jens trying to go for the early expansion without pressuring Orc, and that gave Orc the time to come across and cancel it pretty easily, which isn't great, it has to be said. However, Jens did make his way over to the Orc base. Wonder if he'll get any damage done over there.
Blade Master's once again pretty insane, by the way.
Oh my god.
He got the slippers, but what he does not have is this grunt. That's tiny little birdie gets the kill, and there's also a shop coming up, which is of course a prime target if you want to stay a little longer, but if you don't have mana, something always makes you want to go home.
Yeah, this wasn't super ideal in the end for Scars. I mean, he did get the cancel, did pay the price for it with a grunt, which isn't great. And Jens, he's getting to level 3 kind of quickly. We're not too far off now, but Blade with Boots, he is an absolute terror. These items are super strong. And Scars, you know, he goes for Boots every game. He can chase down those heroes non-stop.
Yeah, love that actually. He's playing almost a Dota-esque Blade Master here. And he learned his lesson from before. He was very conservative with his mana. He could have spammed that mirror image a little better for more visibility. But yeah, getting the kill here, causing more trouble for the Keeper, who's still stuck at 2.6. But also a new expansion attempt. But Scars is again here. He's playing a damn fine game on Tidehunters.
Yeah, Scars is going to have to commit pretty hard here. Jens did manage to soak up some of that Moonwell juice just in time. Oh, nice save here by Jens. Oh, is it enough? On low ping, can he do it this time? Oh, the crit, of course. The crit just says no. Crit says no.
Just like he said yes when he saw the Keeper as a hexed unit just 2 maps ago. Now, new creeps on the menu, but it's so annoying. Scar is such a nice and lovely guy. How can he be so annoying in game?
Yeah, Scars here, knowing how to be as frustrating as possible for sure. Trying to delay Jens as much as possible from coming online. And it's the same approach. Once again, we've got tier 3 early, Shadowhunter, Beastery. Maybe a Lodge earlier this time would be nice. We saw just how devastating that Entangle was last game, of course, securing that mid-game kill against the Blade Master without Purge. It's just so tough to keep the Blade alive if you run out of mana.
Keeper has a mission. That mission is level 3. He's gonna get that here. And one of the few big consumables of this map as well. Scars leaves him completely alone. Even though, of course, this is kind of close to where Jens is currently thanks to that expansion. Also gets the Panda, winning combo of game 1. Point of mana stealing, actually quite nice. You get a Shredder. This is so FFA style, actually. Yeah.
Scars is honestly in kind of a rough spot right now. Jens has got an expo coming up earlier than he did in game 2, despite having the first cancel, because of course that was a super early expo attempt the very first time round. And Scars, he's not getting a ton of creeping done. The creeping is good, but not amazing, and the Panda now gets the solo creep, especially with level 2 Treants Neo. They are really effective at helping to power up that second hero.
Okay then. Oh man, I love the move of going Drunken Haze first. That mischance during creeping saves a lot of moon juice. Exactly. And tier 3 is coming. Chaos are coming. The thread is coming together. Again, the Wyvern, super helpful in game 1. Not that impactful in map 2 actually. And Scars Hex What build continues as we said. The calm before the storm once again. But he has to do something about that expo.
Yeah, it's tough. Scars is tier 3 now. He does have the slightly earlier Spirit Lodge compared to before. We've also got Envenom Spears coming for the Wind Riders. And I think Scars may have made a bit of a positional mistake here going towards the marketplace. There's nothing for him to get. You know, the cheese has already been taken from the bread. And we've got the whole bottom half of this beautiful Manta Ray map of ours, Tidehunters. We've got these 2 huge consumables, the Gargantuan Turtles and the Rent Spot, which is like a super easy red can. And you can get sick items like Mana Stone, you know, Health Stone, Wand of the Wind. These kind of items can be decisive in major fights. And Scars, you know, he's not going to have any of those super impactful consumables. So I think that's going to be really tricky for him to make something happen. This expo is running pretty nicely right now.
Yeah. It's basically uncontested since the first cancellation, and he's running out of time a little bit. He needs another burrow that's kind of finishing now. Got Envenom Spears in, but no upgrades for any casters just yet. Forces the Keeper into a town portal. That was quite nice. But Jens should be rich relatively soon. Items are cool too. The downside for Jens is, of course, long phase of tier 2 still for him.
Yeah, it's really tough, but there we go. The savior for Elf, the Shredder. Which is super ironic, of course, because elves do their best to preserve the forests.
They kind of eat them too.
They do eat, yeah, but it's for the greater good, you know.
You think?
Well, sometimes, you know, another animal must feast on another animal in real life, right? So it's sort of There's a tree food chain, perhaps. You know, the ancients get priority. They just eat the trees that do nothing all day.
Just because they're conscious?
No, we're going to get some very philosophical debates right now.
That's right. I mean, they make the conscious decision to eat their little brothers, so
They do.
I don't know if we should trust them.
It's sickening behavior. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the shredder here actually is pretty amazing. Really relieves a lot of the wood pressure for Elf. But honestly, I don't think Jens is going to need to worry about it this game. Feels like he already has all the tools needed to close this game out. We've got Heal Scroll, tons of mana on Jens' side. Blade is in super amounts of trouble right now. And the Panda's level 3, once again, pretty much uncontested. One of the best items in the game for him, of course, Robe of the Magi. We can see how many mana items on the Keeper are available too. This is going to be super, super hard for Scars to hold.
Yeah, not only is the Breath of Fire combo obviously very good for the damage, but the mischance on Wyvern is super annoying. Their movement speed, they're getting killed by Dryads more often, or hit by Dryads more often. All problematic, and man, Nature's Wrath coming in with the Great Hall. Is this unholdable at this point?
Yeah, I think Scars here is pretty much unable to hold this anymore, I'm afraid. The Wyvern just get picked off, even though they counter Dryads super well. The Breath of Fire combination with the Drunken Haze to give the mischance. Of course, the Dryads do good damage against them as well. Scars going for some desperate hero focus attempt here. Info Potion being popped preemptively in that Keeper. Doesn't want to lose that hero. There is no TP on the Elf side. And Scars, he is doing his best here, fighting like a lion against the Elven force here, but he is left bruised, dazed and confused at 36 supply right now.
Very nice Lion King reference there, name being Scars, fighting like a lion. I like that keyword, as if you do this professionally.
I know, you wouldn't believe it.
I'm proud of you. Okay, he does hold though, even though this was a lot of damage. Jens pulls back, and I'm very surprised that Scars is going for the exact same unit composition that he went before with the Witch Doctors, with Demolishers. And I was very impressed with the Demolishers before in game 2. They did a ton, and now he can position them here-ish, maybe. They should be very, very safe, and you can't get too close to them. But Jens is also arriving at tier 3, and he's pushing again.
Yeah, Jens, he has all the cards in his hand right now. We have tier 3 almost complete for him. Nature's Blessing actually coming now, just in case there was any sort of maybe Sapper attempt at the expansion, something unexpected or untoward. And, you know, this Panda, he is just dominating. There's so much mana available on him. Scars finally deciding to abandon the expansion. There's no real other option for him, I'm afraid. Maybe he can now go get some creeping done, get some levels. But Jens accomplished what he needed to. He has the 2 base economy. He has tier 3 online as well. We've got bears coming now as well. No MGs. Apparently Jens allergic to making MGs.
Yeah, he should have a talk with Kevin.
Oh.
That's what I say, man. The movement speed debuff on Drunken Haze
so good on
is
level 2.
So underrated, man.
Oh my god, that was 3 Wind Riders.
Huge losses. And he was so scrapped for cash anyway. He was about to muscle up yet another attack, but no chance. That's the one oversight that might cost him a game.
I'm not sure what Scars was thinking either, because Jens has Shredder, right? He's got a Shredder. He also has Wood Wisps still available to him. Maybe he was thinking, oh, I can get the Shredder kill or some Wisps, but it doesn't do much. Jens already has everything he needs. Scars should have probably taken those Wind Riders to creep, maybe get some more levels, and have a chance at a final desperate attempt and make his last stand on the elf side of the map.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
Oh man, this might be level 5 for the Panda right now. Once again, we see the Panda damage will start rocketing up, guys. If you watch that damage counter with that level 3 Breath Fire, like Haze Fire combination, it's like 2,000 damage every cast of both.
Really?
Well, it's like, I don't know, 1,200 or so, 1,300 with just the Breath, and then the Fire is like 100 and... no, wait. 105 per unit ignited, because it's 21 per second for 5 seconds is the burn damage on level 3. And the initial breath is 170, but there is a cap. So I can't remember all those numbers, but it is like 1,900, 2,000 damage if you hit all the targets.
Scars, man, he is facing the fire and maybe elimination if he wants to go for hero focus. Well, there's an Ankh, there's stabs. Panda also with the orb could even get for a second one, opting for another expansion, but little bit of a distraction play. He came with a tiny Great Hole. Scars getting a second base up again and is distracting here on the upper right hand side. Jens now has to make a decision if he wants to defend this or focus on the third base here at the bottom left.
Yeah, Jens here just trying to secure his own victory, you know, getting the additional base up. We saw actually last game he also had another base at the very end of the match as well, ensuring that there was no way he could throw this somehow. And Scars, he's doing the best he can right now. Oh, stunning all the wisps actually. It's kind of funny.
So cool!
Such a weird thing to see. We never see this.
Oh my god, this can be so nice.
Yeah, a little bit of gold disruption, I guess, on Jens' side, but he's content, I think, just with how the state of the game is right now. We've got a 30 supply lead as well. And Scars, his double income is coming online, though. Of course, that tiny Great Hall is amazing. Taurum Totem being added as well, Neo. Are we getting one of every unit at this rate?
I guess so. Like, complete the tech tree, bro. We have to mention, Scars was for a long time in no upkeep. So 10 gold per worker. Jens was in upkeep the entire time. And you know what's back?
What's back, Neo?
Click, 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 click. The freaking AC. You didn't notice it yet.
I
right?
did not notice it until you told me.
In your head, because you have to suffer the same way I do. It's just fair.
You're a sick man, Neo. What have you done to me?
I invited you to cast with me, and you said, "Of course, Neo, I'll do it."
Okay, I have to make my bed in line, I suppose, don't I? We need to call the Remo Demo man again, Muscle Man, to
That's
just
right.
push it in.
The people demand the Demo Man, that's for sure. But first, the Night Elves demand this stronghold to be gone.
Yeah, the Fortress here taking an absolute ton of damage. Level 3 Breath of Fire is just absolutely disgusting against buildings as well. The Orc base here is just full of stuff. I mean, we've got trees everywhere. The bears are in. The Breath of Fire is kicking ass. It's looking really rough. Scar's going to lose his main building here and another burrow. He is super supply blocked right now. Yen sitting comfortably at almost 80 supply, trying to transition to Chims as well, which would be the ultimate army achieved.
He builds torrents into Chims?
Yeah.
That's so rough then, but I guess we don't have them yet. Base is being raided. Scars has a little bit of FFA experience. He needs all of that now. Blade Master's having some issues with these bears, actually. Yeah, losing the entire production. He's rebuilding here with the whatever is remaining from that former base. And yeah, that's all Jens needs, right? A couple of Chimeras and there's no way back. I wonder if he sees a win condition somewhere.
Yeah, Jens actually has been supply blocked, and Scar's making the best of what he has, honestly, with such a small army, managing to take out quite a few Moonwells. Yeah, Jens stuck at 60 supply, actually, and the Blade has been picking off a couple things. He got at least a bear kill up north. A Huntress kill gives him level 4 as well, which is decent. But look at the inventory of the Panda once again. We're going to have a mana pot, a big mana pot, Wand of Mana Stealing, and we have Robe of the Magi. So this is like 6 Haze Fire combinations available to the Panda level 5.
He's gonna blaze it with that 420 mana. That's for sure. 165 crit, also not too bad. That TC is again a little bit of a disappointment, but I get you need this aura. Wards used, trying to be efficient, but we got Corrosive Breath coming. These Chimera Roosts, they're active, and Scars has no solution to them, like, at all. He got Demolishes, can't attack air. Tauren, can't attack air. Wyvern, gonna die super quickly. Headhunters, only one. I mean, there's not even an orb. What's he supposed to do?
Yeah, I was going to say, normally the counter is enough piercing damage and the Blade with orb, but there's no orb. So those Chimeras would reign supreme. Oh, this is actually really nice by Yen, sacrificing some of his army in order to stay at 80 supply, but make 2 Chims in the meantime. This is going to be such a sick army. He's also expanding to the far east as well, taking over Scars' original natural, so yeah, some salt in the wind there, I'm afraid. This may be the final engagement here to decide this series, guys. Jens versus Scars. We have one more epic fight in us, I think. And it's looking rough for our boy Scars right now. There is so much going on here. So many different units on the Orc side, especially. TC here feeling like he's not doing too much. The Blade getting some good red numbers, but not really enough. And Jens playing kind of safe here, wanting to dip out and get those 2 Chims, I think.
Jens is a man of the people. Everybody loves to see the twin-headed dragons. But yeah, what a horrible turn of events for Scars with the 1-0 lead. Everybody had big eyes and was a bit surprised. And also on map 2, he had a solid start. Same here, but Jens is taken over. Always the king of survival. He finds his timings. We got the demo on the high ground, which is
pretty nice.
Really good, of course. But these Chimeras are just gonna tear through everything. They're not gonna have a problem. They're efficient against demos. They're efficient against Kodos. They're efficient against Torin, of course. Efficient against casters. It's just the ultimate hard counter.
I'm not sure I can watch Neo. It's going to be absolutely brutal.
Well, I'm gonna force you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for that.
Look at the panda go. Couple of illusions here. Stomp is nice, but here they are spitting electricity onto the Shadow Hunter, actually. Trying to force him away, so no Serpent Wards anymore. That demo gone. TC in trouble. Keeper 5. These might be the last moments with Scars being able to go into the World Series. It's all Jens now.
The Orc army just being absolutely destroyed. And now Panda does hit level 6. We've got a nice stasis trap that does explode onto those bears, stunning everything for a little bit, but the breath is just absolutely wrecking. The Chims did their job, and Scar's trying to retreat now. He's actually taking back up to tier 2 at his other expansion right now, trying to find some inroad back into this game, but it is just not happening for him right now. Jens kind of not too far off of Tranquility as well. It'd be really sick to see that too. The Panda has his level 6 established. Ultimate is available, was not popped, crucially, as well. So that will be ready for the next fight. And of course, Chims with Corrosive Breath. They're just going to tear apart these Orc buildings.
26 food is left. 62 food ahead.
Oh, man.
Is Jens. It's disgusting how far ahead he is. If he had, like, Blade Storm, and he could lame. Yeah. I could see, like, maybe there's a chance for the base raise. I don't know. But then there's Chimeras against it as well. So he can operate against towers from long range. And it's also relatively easy now.
Look at that.
It is the ultimate late game army for Jens.
Yeah, the Corrosive Breath giving so much range. Outranging the most rangiest of towers, the Orc towers. And Scars decides he's had enough. And he goes out having played a 6 series, guys. 2-1 victory for Jens. Congratulations to him. And Scars, hard lines, my friend. You fought bravely.
Indeed. Jens also showing that he's not affected by the nerves, apparently. Being down 1-0, was still able to fix it and win back-to-back maps against the odds. Made a couple of adjustments. And I'm going to leave you alone with the chat, as I'm going to get both of them as they are done with the early round now. And we're going to talk about the games with them.
Awesome. Look forward to it. All right, chat, this is your time to talk to me. The most important member of Back to Warcraft, of course. Yeah, for those of you who don't know me, I was here as a caster last year as well at RARALAND 2. I'm Qbert, you can call me Jack. And yeah, Remo Cousin. People said that before, man, that I look like him. So good to see you guys in chat. So many of my friends in chat. It's so good to see you all once again. The support is amazing. Hello, hello. Yeah, everything is good. We've been here for a couple of days now at the event, the team and I, and it's just been awesome. So good to see so many people again. It's just insane the dedication this community has to this game. There's so many people that have traveled from all over to come here to this amazing venue of ours, and yeah, to provide us with some sick games as well. Andre Remo is here. He will be casting later on as well. Just that we've got only space for 2 in here. And Neo is just fetching the players as well. Here he comes. Scars. Nice try, my friend. That was a tough one. You okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
It should work all fine, man. So, Scars, I have to say congratulations to some extent. You did manage to take the first map in a really decisive fashion. The Keeper kill, you know, I saw it coming. I saw the Shadow Hunter coming down. You picked Hex, which I thought was quite an unusual choice. Can you talk us through why you like to pick Hex snakes over Heal Wave and snakes?
Yeah, I feel like it's all about buying time and forcing the Night Elf to waste his resources in the early mid-game. And Hex is a nice way to do it. So, because my hero is also later than the usual build with the 2-burrow tech, he won't catch up. Or like, creeping level 3 is not too good because he loses the race when both just creep level 3.
Yeah.
So I decided to play more aggressive, and then I try to compensate the later level 3 on the SH with the higher tech units, for example, Witch Doctors that I didn't show too great today. Yeah, or Torrents, the Orb on the Blade Master.
Yeah, I feel like in game 1, you just got such a huge lead with the keeper kill. You just started creeping the entire map. You got all the units online that you wanted to. You got the expansion kill as well, so it felt like Jens just completely fell apart in game 1. But he was so much more solid after that. I felt like you weren't really able to deter his expansion in game 2 or even game 3 as well, where he got it up even faster than in game 2. Do you think there was any way to sort of stay on top of him creeping up an expansion and getting it secured? Or do you just accept that he will get one guaranteed and that you must rely on like your tier 3 army composition?
In the third game and in the second game, I really couldn't cancel it anymore. I mean, I canceled it the first time in the game 3. But overall, I thought that my early games were pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't the mistake, in my opinion. Like, game 2 was over super close. So it could go either way. And in game 3, I messed up the decision making besides my tech, because I have little experience with this style against Fast Expo.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to get a right decision to go further into late game with an Expo, or to just stay one base but very aggressive with double B3, for example.
Yeah.
And then I did like a mix of both, and this of course never works.
Yeah, I felt like maybe there was too much variation in your kind of unit compositions at times. Maybe it was not random, but there was just too many different parts, and they didn't necessarily all come together without a big lead like you had in game 1. But as you said, game 2 was close. Maybe you could have respec'd into Heal Wave, I'm not sure, and get another scroll against Panda, because I felt like in these, in game 2 and game 3 in particular, the Panda was just such a huge carry in every fight.
Yeah, even though like in the late game it was really close because of the heal wards. I feel like heal wards plus scroll countered really well. At level 4 I can reskill, but since I'm not power leveling the SH and I'm getting Tri-Hero, it's hard to get him level 4. And before that it's not really worth it, because you need the snakes as well against the dryads.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And one of the main mistakes was that I moved too far away from my snakes when I pushed this Expo, because I could just cancel the Entangled Goldmine the whole time and stay there, but then I followed, I lost the blade.
Yeah, you followed for just like 1 second too long, and Jens unfortunately caught you, and I felt like the momentum just totally shifted towards his side, and you couldn't quite come back online anymore, which was a shame. But super well fought. Obviously, I was cheering you on. It was an amazing series. I can only say thanks for providing such an entertaining series. I mean, I'm not sure we expected to kick off, the Being Esports open bracket with such bangers, but we've seen such fun games already, and you and Jens produced a spectacular series.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe we see more fun in the, of course, tomorrow in the main tournament, in the amateur series and the 2-on-2. So it will be a nice weekend for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scars. Scars, everybody, providing entertaining orc games for everyone. And I think here I might be joined by a new man.
Hello!
Here he is.
Chat, how are we doing? I gotta figure out first how these work.
Yeah, they're just above the ear and then the mic around the side. It is bizarre.
Okay. This is a bit weird, eh?
It is. It's hard to get used to.
Put them on earlier. Wait, isn't it like this?
Yeah, I think this is better. Yeah.
Cool. Whatever works for you.
Wait, this one seems to make more sense. Okay, guys. Yo, we're getting to the serious part here of the action. So you guys also don't have game sound, I guess, right?
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
But it's fine.
Yeah, okay. Should be working out well enough. Hello, everyone. I hope we're having a good start so far in the tournament. Early rounds, coming closer to a decision. Let's update this bracket real quick. Actually, we didn't test how this works here. Is this the... Yeah.
There we are. Perfect.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, we're still in the groups here. We have some winners already determined. We have some decider matches actually coming up right now, so I think that's what we're gonna hop into here momentarily. Soin versus Francis, Pato versus Godfather, but there's some other cool ones down here as well. Labby versus Koff. Yeah,
sick.
That one seems really cool. I think they just started, so we're gonna be able to join there in just a moment. Razor Moon won already, takes first place in the group with Teddster and Trainee behind. Leon versus Scour, also a good match, but
nice.
Leon there does seem like the big favorite in the German derby.
side getting deep, also against Teddster. That's also a pretty cool game. But I think Koff versus Labby could be very interesting. And also
Edo.
Lola Edo, yeah. Edo with his very own style, by the way. Of course, he's a big fan of the gargoyle play, which almost nobody is playing these days.
Yeah, for blacking out the skies with like 20 Gargs, 5 Destros, however much it takes to remove all light from the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're spoiled for choice here, guys, that's for sure. So many great series. And, you know, this is a part of the tournament that I really enjoy as well, giving attention to the games that are not absolutely top-tier professional, but still are insanely high-level games.
Yeah.
With so many interesting strats. I mean, we saw, you know, Scars, he went down 1-2, but he provided such entertaining matches with his own particular style. And there's so many good players that have their own unique approaches as well. And yeah, we're just scanning the list here to see if we can get a game here.
Yeah. And we got, it's only a few minutes old. Hold on. I have to try to punch the ceiling silent again. Hold on.
Remo Demo Repairman, once again. You can do it. It's like dying on us right now. It's like making its last final clicks. One more should do it. I think you did it.
Hey.
Nicely done. You see what Remo has to do for you guys in chat just to provide you with the perfect experience? He's going to have a bloodied, bruised hand by the end of this weekend.
Every few hours, you just have to give it a good beating.
Oh.
That applies to many things in life, I believe. Okay. Oh, wait, we're on the wrong scene. Hold up. This is the talk. Okay. The talk of the town. I'm excited, man. This is my first game to be cast here this tournament. Of course, only the first of many. Later on, we're going to switch on over to the main stage. And of course, tomorrow and after, it's going to be time for the main event. And I think we're also going to show... Wait, are we going to show the 2v2 tournament? Not really, actually.
I don't think so, no. Probably not. Maybe if there's some spare time. Depends. Everything's on an accelerated schedule. Yeah, maybe we'll find some time. But yeah, hoping for a smooth transition between games. And yeah, we have so much to get through over the weekend as well. As always, we're spoiled for choice. We've got so many interesting incentives this year too. We had the FFA yesterday as well. And being organized by Godfather, who's one of the participants in the open bracket today as well, also doing very well there. And it's just so cool to see different parts of the community kind of banding together and making their niche of the game heard, basically. I mean, FFA was such a niche game mode for the longest time. And obviously, Back to Warcraft in particular, given they've shone a spotlight on it now for quite some time. And lo and behold, there was an FFA at RARALAND, so, you know, dreams can come true for those communities.
Yeah, we're trying to join the game right now. We've been having some issues with the War 3 champions at times. Alright, let me just restart all this stuff.
Yeah, it's possible that game could be over. I think it started a little bit earlier than we thought, but... But yeah, shortly we'll be in game to see yet another 6 series. I mean, Labby, that was a name I definitely did not expect at this year's RARALAND.
Yeah, he was able to make his way here thanks to sponsorship by Bidu, of all people. Made it possible for Labby to make his way here, and he is the only Undead Hope remaining, really. The last big Undead player. Everyone else gonna have a tough time. As good as Edo is, I don't think we can expect him to...
Yeah, to come through versus Lolaya is going to be super tough.
Yeah.
You know, Gargs are hard to handle, but I think Lolaya, you know, he's going to have the answers. But we will see. He can make it happen, especially against Night Elf. But yeah, Undead's, you know, not getting as much representation as we're used to, obviously. Which kind of opens up everything a lot. You know, I don't know who's going to win this year, Remo.
Yeah, it seems like the human players are coming into this with quite a bit of hype. A lot of people are talking about stock and especially about fortitude, and I think that's for good reason. You know, many of us are saddened by the fact that Happy won't be able to make it here. You know, before at RARALAND, honestly, Happy was a little too dominating for our taste. But this year he would have had a really, really strong challenge. But he's, yeah, couldn't make it. Unfortunately, of course, the visa for him was denied.
Yeah, replaced by Sock, who of course is super cool. He's such like a chill guy. You know, he's very polite, and he was also in the FFA yesterday too, playing Orc, unfortunately getting eliminated first out of those 4 guys in that FFA, and yeah, bringing even more humor goodness into the mix, Remo. And
Yeah.
obviously we all remember that series against X-Lord and Rara 1, I do believe, and we saw the Mountain King really taking off, and I wonder is he going to stick with that kind of style or play a little bit more Archmage heavy like Fortitude does. And yeah, Fortitude, guys, I mean, pretty much for me the best human player currently overall. Struggles a little bit at times against Orc, but he did manage to come through his qualifier against Orc. Had a close shave, I think, against Focus 2-3, if I'm not mistaken, in that qualifying series. But yeah, he's so sick against Undead as well. Unfortunately, no mega top tier Undeads for him to get through, but we can't count out Labby either, obviously. And yeah, we're just trying to join the game here, having some difficulties.
Our Flow TV is bugging right now, and I don't know why.
This is what happens when Neo gets replaced by Remo. It all falls apart, guys.
Don't say that, bro! Yeah, we got a bunch of games in here.
It's unfortunate it doesn't actually say like who's in it before you check the lobby, you know?
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, Koff, Labby on Northern Isles, but
Northern
it was...
Isles. Okay.
We might be Gucci momentarily. Let's test our luck. Northern Isles, there we are. There we go. Boom!
Nothing goes wrong with me.
Nope.
Nothing
All
goes
fixed.
wrong with me, bro. Okay, yeah, I think it's when you open the Flow TV incorrectly, then sometimes it doesn't work out. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we have it ready. Sorry for the slight delay, but now we are good to go with the match. All right, in-game. This is me doing this for the first time here from the setup. And that is the wrong... No, it's not the wrong game. It's just the wrong player name, of course. This is also the decider.
Koff and Labby.
No. Labby, yes sir. Okay, we got turned around like this, and with that we are finally truly ready to rock, ladies and gentlemen. We saw the first decider earlier already, and now it's going to be time for the next one. 2 strong players in this group. Koff, hailing from Sweden. Finally, a Swedish player was able to make it here. If we have some Swedes in the chat, I'm sure they're going to be cheering for their man now. Team Sweden was big institution in the Warcraft scene for many years. Starbuck, Thorzane, Koff, they've all been hanging out together. Endar's back then, Vanilla. And Koff, finally a player to make it here. And a pretty successful run so far in his group. But of course now, really terrifying opponent.
Yeah, Labyrinth, man. He is not to be underestimated. Never known as being like an ultra top tier player. But these days I feel like Labby is a threat in every matchup. And is a player that is more willing to divert from common strategies and play super unpredictably. Although in this particular game we do have a regular opener, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have a regular game ahead of us. And Koff, I've not seen him play for a long time, at least in a competitive format. But it seems that he is up to date with the meta, and it looks like, I don't want to call it too early, but this may be mass air coming from Orc already.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of interesting tech switches lately. I think Lynn especially has been doing that quite a bit lately, was able to fool some big name players with that lately. 1-0 especially, I remember sawing some series between them. And Lynn specifically speaking, has been trying to be difficult to predict. He's been playing Farseer openings, Blade Master opening. He's been opening Headhunters and then switching to Wyvern. Open Wyvern and then switching to Headhunters.
Super weird.
And this is really weird to make work because, of course, when you play switches like that, it throws the timings off and you're going to be left with a moment of weakness. If that gets exploited, you're going to be in a tough position. But if you pull it off, it can work really well because Undead needs specific heroes for specific tasks.
Precisely.
You can beat both strategies. You can beat Mass Wyvern, you can beat Mass Headhunters. That works well. But some heroes don't do well at all in some of these cases. For example, Alchemist, trash against Headhunters. Dark Ranger, trash against Wyvern. So this is something that the orcs, specifically Lyn, have been trying to abuse lately. But yeah, as I said, it's a difficult style to make work. Whenever you fully switch your tech in the middle of a game, that is difficult to find the right timing for and the right footing for. This has been, to me, the most interesting development lately in this matchup, but I haven't seen anybody else except for Lyn pull it off yet. All that is to say that Koff here might just play a straight up normal game that is fairly telegraphed and fairly predictable. You mentioned the Wyvern earlier, but we do have a barracks here, so this could still be Headhunters, though we see none of them yet.
Yeah, Koff finally producing that first Headhunter. I think he was very laser focused on trying to get any steals off of Labby here. Labby did actually secure every single creep so far. So that is level 2 unlocked for him. Nice and early, of course. The Farseer not hoping to get miracles done here, but is certainly attempting to slow down Undead as much as possible in these situations. Labby selling the TP as well. That might be a factor later on. Of course, opening himself up to being hero-focused and killed, potentially. Interestingly, deciding to use a coil against the wolf there, Remo. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I guess he had a decent amount of mana. The wolves were not ready to be resummoned yet. The 30-second cooldown on those bad boys. And trying to get as much XP as possible. These green camps are not enough for level 3, but they get you pretty close to it. Oh,
wow. That snare came out from downtown, didn't it? It was all the way across those rocks there.
Yeah, and the Farseer is also getting pressure at the same time from
Really
ghouls and from
nice.
the Headhunters. From the Skellies, of course, I mean. Finally, a Headhunter participating here in the fight, putting pressure on one ghoul. But so far, Labby seems to be dealing with all of this pretty well. He got a decent amount of experience, but also Koff, I guess, accomplished what he needed to in this early game, and that was prevent level 3 Death Knight. That was successful.
Yeah, Koff here managing to slow down Labby a decent amount, but I love how well Labby managed to handle every part of this early game so far. He didn't surrender a single creep. He managed to pressure the Farseer non-stop with units. We see how bruised this hero is. That's going to be a heal self charge and a clarity guaranteed just to get that hero back up and running again. And Koff, obviously, with this fast tech, doesn't have a particularly significant army, but the hero is coming out super quick. The Shadow Hunter is basically almost out. Tier 3 Fortress is well on the way. And yeah, I don't think we're not going to see any mass air. This is going to be a standard composition, most likely, with Berserkers.
Yeah.
And maybe just pure Berserkers, which I've not seen in a long time.
Yeah, or also something we've been seeing lately, maybe it's going to throw down Torn Totem soon. Also something that Lyn and other orcs have been playing lately. On the way to tier 3, you make a Torn Totem so that it finishes with tier 3, and you make 1 Torn and 1 TC, and that can round out your 50 supply army quite well. And if you find yourself in a good position, we've even seen that paired with a fast Tiny, though that can be pretty greedy at times.
Yeah, well, I'd definitely love to see that. I know you would, Remo. Your favorite unit being the Torn, of
baby.
course.
This is the best meta right now ever, bro.
For sure.
We got Torrens, we got the Crypt Lord. This is my dream. My favorite units and my favorite hero in the meta right now. Happy was experimenting a bit with Crypt Lord 3rd in this matchup. And can be really good on high levels, but still always has the same issue. Once you run out of mana, he doesn't provide much. Well, he's still a great tank, to be honest, but you would like to have more than just tankiness normally from one of your heroes. The TC 3rd is going to provide also an aura, which should certainly be added next. But Koff went for the bestiary, so there's like the old school style, more so with the Kodo, maybe with the Headhunters, which then makes Torrens not really feasible right now.
Yeah, this is really interesting to see, actually. We see Koff really sticking to the old style of play. And Labby here, he is just playing pretty much super solid, managing to get a ton of levels, so much creeping done already, and now the Headhunters are under severe pressure right now. Shadowhunter also under a lot of pressure potentially, but the Wand of the Wind keeps that DK at bay for Koff, who manages to get out relatively scot-free, but has to pull more consumables in order to deal with the undead, and of course also still losing a Headhunter at the end of the day. Not amazing for him.
And the DK now is leveled indeed quite well, despite the fact that it was so boxed in the early game. Now almost level 4, this is really good to get early on. If this game goes long, level 5 DK will be pretty much a guarantee. which is always very powerful. But only losing one Headhunter so far is also pretty good for Koff, but it needs to work on those levels badly. Right now he finds himself far behind in experience. This is something he must find a way to change very, very quickly, because it is going to be mostly about heroes in the end here in this matchup.
Yeah, Koff finally needs to focus on power leveling those heroes as much as possible. Of course, we know the Shadowhunter is extremely level dependent, needs that level 3 to basically do anything in major fights. Farseer, of course, also pretty underwhelming on low levels, and the TC too, so, you know, in general, Orc is very, very dependent on good heroes, and Undead kind of just needs a few crucial levels to come online. The level 3 DK is enough, level 2 Lich is enough, and level 1 third hero is usually enough to win those crucial engagements. Labby here just hitting tier 3 finally, getting the Sacrificial Pit and a second crypt. This is going to be mass ghouls.
Yeah, absolutely. Going for more upgrades
1-1.
as well. 1-1 in queue already. Precisely. Getting ready for the mass ghoul play. This is exactly what Undead was playing all the time. Before the patch, so last patch, to be precise, when mass ghouls was what was played always, which was the reason why in the first place Orcs started playing mass air, because they couldn't fight ghouls on the ground anymore. They had to find something else, and of course ghouls, the one thing they certainly can't handle is mass wyvern, so they were forced into a different playstyle. But now that ghouls are weaker again, Orc can again play ground units, and the berserkers are certainly way more flexible than mass wyvern. With mass wyvern, for example, you can't play triple hero, you're always locked into only Farseer Shadowhunter, and you're much more limited in all sorts of ways. Here this playstyle, if it's playable, is also the higher ceiling strategy for the very, very end game, if you have the levels. You touched on the heroes before, and yeah, I can only echo what you were saying there. I think Orc has potentially amazing heroes if they have the ability to fully come online. Get some items, get some levels, make sure you have a lot of mana to work with, then they're tremendous. Whereas, I think especially Frenzy Ghouls, they love to fight in low hero level scenarios.
Yes, they're super dominant for sure.
Yeah. Even if the Undead doesn't have high levels, the Frenzy Ghouls are still always good, and they will be all the better if the enemy heroes are low level. Of course, the biggest example here is the Storm from the TC. If the TC ever gets level 5, ghouls are all useless, but also Chain Lightning can go quite a long way there if he can level that.
Oh, this is a really interesting speed scroll, actually. Preemptive speed scroll here. Koff aiming to dive the Acolytes, I'm assuming here. Yeah, he is going to go for the economy. This is quite a rare play to see. Koff not actually creeping the whole map on his own side, choosing to now go for a bit of a play. And Labby, of course, doesn't have a TP. Undead's these days playing insanely greedy. Is this the move that might actually get Koff super far ahead in this game? Oh, the Berserker is trying to block the bottom there, but it didn't quite pan out too successfully. But yeah, Koff here doing some decent damage, but Labby not suffering too badly.
Yeah, this was a good tactical play, I would say, taking out some of these Acolytes. Ghoul upgrades already looking really good, though. About to be finished with 1-2 here in a moment, and the opportunity for Labby to get the next red camp. But of course, time was bought for at least a watchtower. This is all seen thanks to the shade. But Koff, he's got the tiny somewhere in his pocket, and that could function as a win condition later on. That Farseer ready to plant it up there in the north. I'm looking through the Orc heroes, though, the items, and they're not looking too amazing. I mean, the medallion for the TC certainly is great, so is the ring, but there aren't that many items in general. And he sold the medallion for more gold.
Oh my god.
And to get the Orb of Lightning.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, Orb of Lightning is good, obviously, but it's not going to be on a Blade Master, right? Which is the hero that utilizes that orb in particular to the fullest effect. It's probably going to go on a Shadowhunter or maybe the Farseer, who don't attack the quickest. I feel like maybe this is a bit of a misplay potentially. The TC here needs every bit of tankiness he can get, as he is very often on level 1 and 2 the easiest target to immediately destroy with Coil Nova Focus Fire.
If you are chasing, Orb of Lightning is amazing to lock down these ghouls finally. Of course, he's playing without Headhunter, without Raiders here, so that makes sense. But if you are kiting and running back, the Orb of Lightning does very little. So I feel like you have to be ahead in the fight, be on the chase for the Orb of Lightning to really be good. We have first to see that unfold, as this is a Giga Spiral expansion, by the way. That is a lot of distance for this.
Oh man, I think this is misplaced actually.
Which is weird. You could have put it down here, right?
It's too far away. I think you actually need 6 peons to fully saturate it.
Yeah, while also
man, nice.
Labby expanding here.
Yeah, Labby not too keen to fight on Orc terms here actually, which is an interesting play. We'll see how it works out for him, because obviously the ghouls are incredibly strong right now, being so heavily upgraded, but they can get outscaled, and I feel like time might be running for Koff here a little bit if he could just come online a bit more. But Labby with a really nice play, into the Orc base right now. You see those ghouls they just tear buildings apart. There is no spike barricades to deal some chip damage back against them. And of course, Labby is expanding behind. He'll look to take a little bit of a trade here, maybe kill some units, especially when they're Berserk. They take a lot of damage. Koff just decides to go in immediately. We see Konover going onto the Berserkers, who are starting to die pretty quickly. TC gets an amazing stomp, skilling up, using the Info Potion, sorry, immediately to get rid of Silence. Very, very nicely played. And lots of units are falling on both sides right now, Remo.
Next storm comes through. There was a second one. After this, we have one more to be used. Lots of ghouls are falling, but also Dark Minions are being raised, of course. Once a Dark Ranger gets 3, that's when things really oftentimes turn in the favor of the Undead with the level 2 minions. Koff is trying to take out one target after the next. Many ghouls have been eliminated already, but yes, the skellies keep on getting raised. Also, by the way, Orb of Lightning really good against destroyers.
Yep,
if you can perma lock them down and then hit them with more piercing damage, that is tremendous. But also, speaking of tremendous, DK now level 5. The coil is extremely strong. Also to help out those destroyers that were mentioned before. The Labby seems to be winning this fight clearly now. Once the Orc runs out of mana, things get very, very difficult. And that was one of the last heal waves coming through from the Shadow. Farsi doesn't have anything left. TC doesn't have anything left. It seems like an easy fight now for Labby, who's only really missing level 3 Dark Ranger. And it's only a moment away.
One of these Orc heroes is going to get blown up in a second by Konover for sure. And we see these ghouls just proving to be super strong against the Orc heroes, which were not incredibly high level. The Farsi here just gets targeted immediately and dies to Nova. That is so much damage for Koff to deal with. It's far too much. The shop is going to be cancelled once again. No emergency provisions for those remaining Orc heroes. And Koff here, he is fighting as hard as he can, but it looks grim.
Yeah, looking very desperate now at this point. Koff not playing a bad game, maybe lacking a bit of that new tech that Orcs have been incorporating. Those torrents in low numbers can actually work really well in the right army, but they're hard to properly integrate into your army, something that only few have mastered so far. It is the cutting edge of the newest strategies, implementing torrents. Koff here didn't try that, he tried with the expansion. It is up, and that is indeed a long
6 beyond saturation right there. Yeah, and level 2 Dark Ritual online as well for the Lich is just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it's going to be disgusting. If he dropped his items as well, like Medallion of Courage, I think this is like, what, 200 mana per game? Maybe not as much as that. I'm thinking in terms of the old numbers, the good old days of Dark Ritual numbers.
33, 66, 100%. Dude, that was a fun time.
The good days.
That was OP as hell.
It was. Lich was disgusting for the longest time, for sure. Konover long range. Oh, the Shadow Hunter trying to run to the back. The Lich is hungry for his target to lock that Shadow in an icy tomb. And thankfully for Koff, that Shadow does get away barely.
Well done by Koff trying to buy time for the Farseer to be back. And he's about to return indeed. But of course now we can see the lead has grown to a substantial size. 65 supply, up by 15 is Labby, ready to put an end to map number 1. He's going for the big assault towards the expansion. He knows this is the lifeline for Koff. Farseer still 5 seconds out. Koff may have to go the expansion for the time being, but no, he's coming to fight with very limited resources here. Almost no mana on these heroes.
Yeah, just the Dark Ranger and Lich here are enough to focus the heroes. I mean, the Shadow Hunter is almost dead again from just 2 heroes. And, you know, Koff thinks, okay, I need to get Wind Riders now against so many ghouls, but I think it's too little too late. And, you know, the heroes of the Undead now have reached sort of that critical point where they can pretty much solo any sub 60-foot army by themselves, it feels like.
Expansion will not be standing any longer. This is the sweet spot for Labby. 5-4-3 heroes. Very, very strong. Backed up by a few statues. Absolutely tremendous. While Koff at least bought the time for the Farseer. He is... here he is. He has returned to the rest of the gang. He is the one carrying the Orb of Lightning. He's the one apparently carrying the last bit of hope for this army. But it's a fleeting hope only, because Labby has everything he needs. He's got 2 bases, mining, super strong heroes, huge army. 2 upgrades, by the way, as well, these ghouls.
Crazy.
Extremely strong. This should be realistically an unlosable position, but Koff is going to hope for a misstep by his opponent here.
Yeah, nice little engage by Koff, trying to get as much as he can do with this paltry force of his. Of course, the Wind Riders now are pretty strong en masse. There are 4 of them, but the Undead heroes might be able to just clean those up. Yep, Konover there just immediately destroying one of those Wind Riders, and we see the heroes are almost enough alone to clean up those Wind Riders. Some ghouls losses will be taking, of course, but I think Labyrinth doesn't mind. Hero focus is on the menu once again, potentially. I think that might have been a miscoil there. on the win rider. But in any case, Koff is down and out, and Labby up 1-0.
And that was a pretty convincing showing. Labyrinth here, of course, is the favorite. That... Hold on, did we not? Ah, there we go. Post-game here, quick look. Who was the damage leader? The Lich. Not too surprisingly. Farseer oftentimes ends up also putting out lots of damage throughout a game, but this game he had a decent start, but nothing too overwhelming, really. So Labby was able to bring this one on home. One map now away from the final round of the open bracket. Of course, the group winners, all 8 of them, will land in a bracket where they play for 6 spots into the main event.
Yeah, it's pretty nice actually for them. As long as you can make it into top 8 from the Swiss group, you have a very realistic chance of at least making it into the lower bracket of the Being Esports World Series. And the unlucky 2, of course, that don't make it will be eliminated permanently. And it looks like Labby will be one of the first to punch his ticket into the next stage, which is double elimination also. So plenty games ahead of us, that's for sure.
Yes, sir. And this time we can join in without any problems. The score now, Labby is 1-0 up. And as we go on to map number 2, Tight Hunters is possibly the last map, unless Koff can find some revenge here.
Yeah, Koff, you know, he's made it to his first LAN event in God knows how long. Can you remember the last time Koff made it to a LAN event?
Oh, that's a good question. Back in WCG, like Athens and stuff, he wasn't there. That was Scythe, that was Sonic, that was Hawk. Yeah, for Koff, it seems to have been a long time. It's wonderful to see him here. Finally, one of the big Swedes representing, and a big Swede he is indeed.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, looking good so far in the group, but yeah, Labby, he is the best Korean undead right now. He is one of the very best undeads in the world, period. He has those tournaments where he really shines and shows us his best. A bit inconsistency has plagued him in the past, but when he's really on, he is able to beat anybody in the world. We saw that against Happy in the grand final of World 3 Champions, for example, in the WSB tournament, the Korean one. He's been doing very well at times, and here also, so far, he has looked dominant. It is the Farseer opening again by Koff. No Blade Master involved here yet, with Labby going with a tried and true goal opening.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect out of Labby last game, honestly. I wouldn't have predicted that he would throw down a second crypt and just keep spamming ghouls. But obviously in the end it proved to be a very fruitful strategy. You know, Koff, he didn't really get the levels online needed. There was no level 2 Stomp in particular, or level 2 Chain Lightning to counter all those ghouls. And they just totally ran amok once they were amassed in such huge numbers. And the upgrades as well, you know, especially the armor upgrades I feel for ghouls, it's just huge value against the Berserkers, helping you to trade, you know, ghouls for Berserkers so much better than usual. Yeah. And Labby found great success with that. Traditional opener here for Labyrinth these days, of course, with the DK ghouls, and Koff here creeping away as well. Both players going to leave each other alone to begin with. You know, Koff not fearing Labby doing something totally crazy, like some sort of early expansion. Acolyte providing a small amount of distraction, actually gets denied by the creeps. A little bit unfortunate there for the old Koffmeister. Who once again is electing to go with the fast tech approach and a barracks. So we may see a very similar game to game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Fast tech into Headhunters later on. Berserkers normally triple hero. Farseer. This is a really good map for a little bit of Farseer creeping early. These 2 green camps are easy to take, and if you get them, are perfectly enough for level 2. If the DK should come to harass you, then it might not be the worst news either, because that means the Death Knight isn't level 2 yet either. But of course, if you get the turtle, which he will, that will change. And the first bit of momentum swings Labby's way, picks up that level 2. But it's not so easy to get level 3 on this map. This is always the big concern for Farseer early game. Make sure the DK doesn't get level 3 under any circumstances. The naturals are easy to creep, but everything else comes with a bit of risk. This middle camp has great experience, but if you're getting harassed by Farseer and Wolves, you're going to take a ton of damage. And then outside of that, there's not really many amazing choices here early game for these ghouls.
Yeah, the marketplace is also really tricky for ghouls. All the creeps are heavy armor apart from the two little guys at the back. And it's not super easy to draw the Ogre Magi out into the open field. So Labyrinth opting for a bit of evasion creeping, but actually Koff keeping on top of his target right now, finding where Labyrinth is. But of course, this is the trouble with the fast tech build order from Orc. It's really hard to prevent the undead from leveling. Koff doing decently though, of course. We are buying some space for his tech to come online, and Farseer has his own levels too. 1.6 is honestly not too bad given the strategy that he went for.
And as we have more headhunters coming out, this Orc army is quickly getting stronger and we'll be able to face these ghouls pretty soon. But of course, you always got to be wary of a possible surround.
Oh, nice to down the wolf.
Headhunter army, you do not want to lose for no good reason. As we are attacking again up to tier 3. Shadowhunter on the way. Oh, and look at the tech difference, by the way. This is, I mean, we expect it to be clearly on the Orc side, but this looks immense.
Yeah, it should be about a 1 minute difference. Orc is teching before the hero comes out, which is like 1 minute 45-ish when they can start tech. And Undead usually starts tech about 250-ish in-game time. So we should see about a minute tech difference, but it did look more pronounced than I expected, but I think it was about right. And unlike what I was saying earlier, Labyrinth does actually decide to go for that marketplace in the end, but it is really awkward to creep. I hate creeping this camp, Remo.
Yeah, it doesn't give him level 3 either. It's not really, you know, it doesn't round out in such a beautiful way as if you're ready to fight right now. But it is the big item, of course, which in this case was the Scroll of the Beast, which is normally one of the weaker items there. However, against an army with no Dispel, in the right position can also be pretty good. It's a steal here, and now he's level 3. And now the DK is very dangerous all of a sudden.
Shadowhunter is here, though, to relieve some pressure. Oh, beautiful surround on the Headhunter at the back while calling the one in front. Ghoul might be safe potentially. No, does get speared down there by those Headhunters. But 2 Headhunters going down for a Ghoul is a trade that Labby will take any day of the week.
Yeah, Headhunters being lost here is really painful, especially when it comes to creeping. Ideally, the Shadowhunter would love to solo creep right now with a bunch of Headhunters. But if you lose them, then I guess the Farseer has to creep with you. As also, the Dark Ranger second is the pick this time around, instead of the Lich that we saw before. This, by the way, I'm pointing it towards this earlier in the first map. If now Koff could manage a Wyvern transition, it could be really strong. But since he's behind already, that is difficult to make work. But something else he's going for is...
There it is.
Torrent Totem this time. So here on map 2, looks like we will indeed be seeing those Torrents.
Yeah, which would obviously be super fun to see. I feel like the Dark Ranger, though, is quite well equipped to deal with the Torrent as well. And of course, having that level 2 Black Arrow online earlier, getting a few more blockers in, is always helpful against the strong melee force of Torrents in particular. And of course, helps to get that snowball online sooner with the ghouls diving into the back and slaying those berserkers as quick as they can. Koff here, obviously, with only 4 Headhunters, isn't getting the fastest creeping done in the world, it has to be said. The Lab here presenting some problems, honestly, right now. And here comes Labby with his heroes, of course, looking super dangerous. Dark Ranger, a total nuisance, of course, with that Black Arrow. And Labby has plenty of coils to work with. Oh, the Rock Golem.
Oh, looking for the target. Man, that looks like a hand cannon when that coil flies towards the Farseer, who is not that tanky of a hero. Actually, the gauntlets are helping him out here a bit. Like, Koff always seems to be playing from behind in this game. Never did we see momentum shifting in his favor. Headhunter numbers always kind of low. No big creep camps really going his way. He got 1 ghoul kill this whole game, but exchanged it for 2 losses against the Headhunters, which are, however, now finally Berserkers. That's a big upgrade. The TC is coming. That's an upgrade. Torrents are coming. Another upgrade. So, Koff wants to sail on the wings of the tier 3 power spike, but is still suffering from weak heroes for now.
Yeah, this creep camp is really presenting Koff with so many issues. And Labby, this is kind of interesting to see from Undeads. Normally when they pick Dark Ranger second, there's a period of time where they stop being aggressive. But actually, Labby buying so much time here. Wait, what?
That was a sick deny.
What a sick deny. Oh, and the coil save as well.
Save there.
How does Koff not kill any units there? That is insane by Labby.
Yeah, this is the highlight reel right now being performed by Labby. A really good sequence for him again. I think he's not going that well for Koff. He's got the big units here. Don't you tell me. Don't you tell me he's still the last hit. Okay,
no.
That would have been insane. He's got the experience. But it's another kill. Look at him. Without a third hero, just with a handful of ghouls.
This looks almost ridiculous, honestly.
Labby feeling very confident right now. Is this overconfidence, perhaps? Looks like no. Gets the Berserker in the back. Saves the Ghoul.
Oh, man.
This was all before Frenzy, by the way.
That's absolutely ridiculous to see Undead leverage this kind of off timing. It feels like a very anti-timing right now. But Labby, I think, sensing that Koff is having such difficulties clearing this lab right now, that maybe he thought that we could get enough work done. Oh, another coil was still able to keep the ghouls alive. And this Tauren, don't tell me he loses the Tauren early on, Remo. We can't have the first Tauren going down this early. Oh, Tauren will get away scot-free, I think, in the end. But so much damage sustained, and you need so many heal salves to keep them going. It's insane.
That's always the awkward thing about Taurens. I think in the ultra late game, when you just have huge armies battling and stuff is dying, I think Taurens are really good. You can't heal them, it doesn't matter. You know, they tanked a lot, they did a lot of damage, but in the mid game, when you're still recovering, when you're saving most of your units, and you have to heal this Tauren with heal salves for like 2 minutes, it's weird. It's awkward. It was very difficult to find a place for them in the meta, but like we said, Lin seems to have found a way indeed. I applaud Koff for trying the Tauren as well. So far, unfortunately, he's not looking the best. This row the beast is popped. The first Tauren is going to go down. Lots of experience there as well. TC almost finds himself in a surround. Heal potion there to stay alive with for a little bit longer. The Berserker numbers are always the problem. There's always not enough of them.
Oh, the Shadow Hunter is going to die to a Koi here for sure. Labyrinth getting on top of that hero right away. The Scroll of the Beast being patiently saved for this crucial attack. And those ghouls are absolutely insane. And Labyrinth closes that out pretty easily in the end against Koff.
Yes, sir. 2-0. I was hoping for a little bit closer of a game, I must say. But Labyrinth here seems to be coming in full, swinging in great shape. Koff also had a good group stage. 3-1 his score. But Labby does outclass him here a bit. Labby, the strongest undead in the tournament. The only really undead hope remaining. And speaking of undead hopes, what a transition. We had another one with Edo in the bracket, and he was playing against Lawlight. Let's take a look if that game is over already, or if we can catch that as well. Is that here? No.
That will be back in the main page.
Where?
This one here,
There we go, there we go. All right, quick refresh, so you guys can take a look as well. Lawlight, I think he was at the bottom, right? Group G or H or something. Jens Lawlight, there we go. He has yet to play against Edo, I believe. It says
0-0, so it could be underway.
Wait, is it 1-0?
On round 4, no, 0-0. So maybe the first map might be underway if we're lucky.
Okay. Let's take a look. Flow TV got us covered. You never know if these guys are using
different accounts. Yeah, I was going to say Edo might be the best one.
Edo is has a lot of hits.
There's like Loliot, Desert Fox.
There it is.
Oh, Taker's casting as well. Cool.
How old is this game? It is the second.
This is the second map, so
second map. Okay, wait. Then we have to check out what the score is real quick. Where's the Taker stream? Huh? Oh, there. Taker offline.
Oh no! It might have just concluded.
Yeah, could be over.
That's very quick though. It's only 6 minutes.
Yeah, would have been a short game then. First game was Northern Isles. Of course, we know Edo loves the Garg play. That one was rather long, I guess. 25 minutes between games, and then Twisted Meadows. Twisted Meadows was over quickly, really. Could have been. Okay, we don't have a game there at the moment, guys. That one might be over. Of course, Lawlight was the favorite. Okay, let's take another look at the groups. Maybe there's some other results already posted.
Yeah, because the double elim must be coming together quite nicely by now. We can't have too many more major series to play out before the double elimination takes place.
Yeah. Soin through. Pato through. Did we know this already?
No, we can run through this.
Yeah, Pato through. Labby through. We just saw that. Razor Moon, he finished the group as one of the first. By the way, we are perfectly on time, schedule-wise.
Beautiful.
Leon versus Scour. Oh, we might be able to jump into that. That one is apparently not over yet. Thedalius beats Side.
What?
Thedalius through into the top 8 of the open bracket. And Lawlight versus Edo. It seems like this one just concluded. It seems like this one Lawlight was able to win. Jens beating Scars earlier. This was one of the most interesting games as well. Yeah, it seems like Leon versus Scour should be.
Damn, Teddster is showing up. That's insane, bro. Taking outside 2-0. I mean,
Yeah.
Side has been grinding since he got here. I think he was quite
Yeah.
motivated to do well this year. Damn. I mean, Teddster is good, but I wouldn't have predicted a 2-0 result. That's mad.
Yeah, I must say, I'm not really familiar with him at all. I'm looking forward to see him in the group stage.
That's them.
What's that? What that's going to look like?
There we go. Neophyte is Scarra.
Okay.
So it seems that they've played... Is this not the start and finish time? 27 and 45.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So they just concluded 4 minutes ago,
Okay.
from what I can gather.
And there's nothing new. Okay, so this should be... Okay, the game should be over then as well. Okay. And then we are waiting for updates from the admins. I did refresh this page already. Okay, we should be... Right now, we are left in suspense. We don't know exactly yet. We can tell you already what the bracket is going to look like following. So we have the top 8, of course, from the group stage making it through from the open bracket. And then these top 8 players will be put into the next round where the top 6 will advance. So you need 1 win to advance. With 2 wins, you will advance into the upper bracket.
Yep.
And if you lose twice, then you are out. If you win 1, lose 1, you're also through in the lower bracket then in that case. Of course, that's going to make for a 12-player main stage opening format. We have 6 players qualified, plus the 6 from the open bracket. There we go. That is the 12. It's going to be 8 in the upper bracket, 4 in the lower bracket. And there, of course, the big boys are waiting already. Sock, Fortitude, Colorful, Starbuck, and Focus.
And Dice.
And Dice, yes. Don't want to forget about Dice. Qualifying from the Western region. Looking forward to see him. He had some standout moments as well. Last year at RARALAND, he had one map that looked really, really good against Happy when it seemed like absolutely no Night Elves could touch Happy. That also has changed a bit. You know, Colorful, he seems to have been getting in really strong shape ahead of RARALAND. He was able to break the loss streak against Happy of 2+ years standing.
That's crazy.
That was on this Monday in a best of 5, where
It was close though.
I was dude, the game started and I was almost beginning to make excuses for Colorful why he couldn't beat Happy.
Yeah.
Because that's always the way it goes, but then he actually made the upset happen, got the win finally for him. That must have felt so good after years of
2 years of losing to the same opponent is absolutely brutal.
getting pummeled. And you know, when Happy beats you, it doesn't just feel like a loss, it just feels like you've been run over by a semi-truck.
Yeah, I've had a few experiences of that in Back to Warcraft Weekly Cups.
Yes.
I think I've had to play him 3 times in quarterfinal and semi-final matches. It's always a laugh. When there's no competition or stakes, it's just a fun experience to play versus these guys. But obviously, when you're hyper competitive and this is what you do, and you're just losing against the same guy constantly, your mental just must be so deflated. But these guys keep coming back and they just play and play and play.
Yeah. It's fascinating how some take it way better than others.
Yeah, the psychology.
I don't really play tournaments, but when I used to play ladder a lot, and you know, ladder is low stakes. Normally, ladder, it's not about winning, it's about playing and practicing and getting better. So losing and getting better should be a win mentally for you. But I was so bad about I was so bad about ladder mentality. Also, you know, when I was losing, I would get upset about myself. I would get mad at myself.
Yeah, you start putting yourself down
for making mistakes. And yeah, point being that some people can handle it way better. I know I talked about this with Todd in the past as well. And he always was saying, like, when you lose 20 times in a row against a player, you know, it wears on you like crazy. And it's a terrible feeling. But some don't mind. Kaho kept coming back, kept practicing, kept going up against Happy. Fortitude. Don't force me cups. You know, he was the one organizing these tournaments. He was the one setting up the matchups. And he was playing against Happy like 10 games in a row, lost all 10 games. Didn't care. Kept on playing, kept on practicing. And then it was...
Look at where he is now. He's insane against
It was the beginning of this year when he started to turn the page, and all of a sudden he was the one beating Happy. Had a 4-game win streak at some point against Happy, which I don't think anybody has
unheard
managed
of
in decades. And yeah, that is the kind of water off his back mentality that has really served him well. Doesn't care so much about winning every time rather than about improving. And man, has he improved. Fortitude, absolutely one of the big favorites of this tournament. Many would say he is the #1 biggest favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
And I could certainly see him go very far. I think the matchup against Nylov still is holding him back, and perhaps against Orc as well. His strongest weapon against Undead, he might not even be able to play so much. If he faces Labby, it's going to serve him well.
Yeah.
But we don't have that many Undeads in this tournament this time.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate for him because his best matchup is definitely against Undead.
Yeah.
And there's no Undeads apart from Labby. So if they do meet, then obviously that will serve him well. But if not,
yeah,
well, kind of his major talent goes to waste a little bit. And I always felt like 40 struggles against Orc the most. Although he did do quite well to get obviously to the through the RARALAND qualifiers against Orcs. But in general, he's quite shaky.
Yeah, he also had a number of games against Lin where he was really doing good. Them going back and forth over the course of a couple of series, when Lin was always the magnum opus when it came to that matchup, and was super hard to beat. There also we saw a lot of strategic invention coming with fast expansion with MK play, but I think fast expo is again rather on the back burner for the humans. I don't think it's being played that much right now,
especially with MK. I think the MK is a little bit overrated.
Okay.
I don't think it doesn't provide quite the snowball effect that I think you would need in these games. I think a lot of that matchup when you get the expansion is about harassing the Orc economy, preventing them from getting the expo, like counter expand, getting the defend footman in amongst all the peons. And the elementals and the archmage are better at that than the MK is. But the MK can, kill your hero several times over and over and maybe ridiculously snowball. But it can go so far the other way as well. And with archmage, it's always at least a consistent game, even if you do expo or not.
Yeah. I think I agree with the consistency there. I've been a big fan of MK, just like the flashy playstyle.
It's so fun.
If you have a good early game with MK and you get to level 4, and the MK, he's way better at dealing with an Orc who's going in over aggressively. If he's running in with a speed scroll with the raiders, you got your footers, you got your militia, you throw stormbolts, you get one kill after the next. That's something the AM can't provide.
Absolutely.
But, for that, the early game needs to be good. If you fall behind with MK, it starts feeling bad very quickly. We're still waiting for the updates here for our score sheet. Do we have the confirmations?
Maybe we can click on the other tab with the double elimination bracket. Maybe this is all fully established. Almost. We're missing one player.
Okay, that is between Leon and
Scour. Yes.
Okay, yeah, we can show that.
And everybody else is through.
So right here we have the next round, you guys. Like we said, this is going to be the top 8, the group winners playing for 6 spots total. So this is basically the upper bracket, and this is the lower bracket, round 1. It is positioned a bit weirdly here.
We'll get there.
But, the losers of this match will not have to play again. They're basically through as well in the upper bracket, in the lower bracket part of the field.
As you said, as long as you win at least one series, then you're going through.
Then you're through, exactly. So, Labby versus Thedalius we have. That seems to be a bit one-sided on paper. Soin versus Jens. I would love to see this game.
For sure.
Jens carrying the hopes of the American region right now on his back. Pato versus Lawlight. Also a good game, but Knight of Mirror oftentimes not what the audience wants to see the most. Razor Moon versus Leon. That's also a good game, though.
Yeah, honestly, between the top 2 series, I'm not sure what to go for. Both are pretty juicy. I mean, I always love watching Leon in particular, but Soin Jens feels like a pro level match, like right there. Yeah. That would be in like the next stage of this tournament.
Yeah, I think Soin Jens takes the cake here for me. And there it is, just entered as we are watching in real time. And that's gonna be our games here, guys. Did we confirm already how many of these matches we're going to show?
I don't know. I don't know which ones we're going to be showing, because obviously there's going to be 2 series running concurrently. Sorry, all 4 series are going to be... They're not all going to run at the same time, will they? That's a lot.
I would think not. So, yeah, very often the way it works is, 2 games are played at the same time, and then we show these 2 matches normally.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would make sense. Yeah, but that we still have to figure out. It is 5 p.m. Dude, the schedule actually worked out perfectly. This is exactly how it was predicted. Shout out to Nia, who was working on the schedule. This seems to be precisely on time. And with our initial open bracket group stage over, soon we're going to switch over to the main stage, and then we're going to be casting from there, from next to the stage.
That's going to be fun.
In front of the crowd, which is always really fun.
We have the schedule being updated in real time, actually, which is awesome. So we're going to know exactly how these matches will play out. Because I would expect that we're not going to get through every single series. That would definitely be unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like so far the first two series of Soen and Jens and Razorman and Leon are going to be played alongside the other.
Yeah.
So
that sounds great. We're going to take
so we're going to pick
Jens
them anyway.
First, and then we're going to... Then we have the choice between Pato, if these times can be trusted.
Yeah.
Between Pato, Lawlight, and Winner Bracket Decider. I think we should go with the Winner Bracket Decider then. And
yeah, it seems like there's a gap actually between everything apart from the first two 1v1s, which seems a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Because everything else has got a space in between.
Yeah, I think this is up to update the time here, because this doesn't make sense, because Labby, Thaddeus, they have to finish their game first for this right here to
take place,
to be playable. So this might...
I think this is 6:30.
This might 6:30, yeah. All right.
Okay, cool. So we get to pick between two series, and then one winner bracket decider, and probably both loser bracket deciders. There seems to be a really big gap between those.
Yeah,
I think like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think the intention is to show the loser bracket deciders so we know who's going to be eliminated.
Yep.
Yeah. So we get to see everyone at least once here in the big stage. Yeah, and some cool storylines here. The favorites, I guess, all make it through. The one debatable point here was perhaps Scars. Perhaps some people thought he was going to be the favorite over Jens, but Jens here representing the American region strongly. Jens, Soen, and then Razormoon. He's a return attendee at RARALAND, has already shown that he is a very competitive, competent player. And Leon, I haven't seen any of his games yet. I'm a big Leon fan,
Me too.
But sometimes the nerves get to him. I wonder if finally he can overcome these demons. Pato and Lawlight, of course, they are, especially Lawlight, a seasoned veteran. Seems like he is very much going into this as the favorite. And Labby, the last undead hope. And Thaddeus, he is...
the wild card, for sure.
The unpredictable factor. Beating in the last round...
Side.
Beating
Side
Side in the last round. Hell yeah. He must be flying high right now, Thaddeus. It's going to be cool to see him as well.
Yeah, we definitely got some sick matchups ahead of us. Razormoon came through his previous opponent last RARALAND that knocked him out, Teddster.
Mm-hmm.
Teddster knocked him out last time 2-1. And I don't know what the scoreline was this time round, but obviously Razormoon made it through. Managed to get past the orc cheese into our double elimination here. And then Leon, of course, as you said, we haven't seen any of his games. He's always online when I wake up first thing in the morning. So if I have a little bit of time, I usually get plenty of Leon streams in there before going out for work. Such a grinder, man.
Do you also get coffee
so
in the morning, just as he is?
Yep, as soon as he's sitting with his coffee talking, I have my coffee, and it feels like we're talking to each other.
Hot coffee gang.
Hello.
Very good.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Did you enjoy those games, Neo?
I didn't see a single second.
Very good. So they were amazing and beautiful, obviously.
Wonderful. What the hell is up with the Delius, man? My
Dude,
boy.
what the hell?
Right? FFA 2-2 partner.
Crazy.
Killing it. Love that guy.
Yeah, that's sick. He beat Side 2-0.
And Nabu. That made me the most happy. Best result of the entire event that Nabu's losing.
Wait, Teddster beat Narbo too?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's on fire.
That's crazy. So Labby should be scared.
100%. Labby can go home already.
Yep, pack those bags.
You get lower bracket. There's a chance.
There's a chance. But not against the Delius, obviously.
Nah.
Not gonna happen.
Ooh, that's rough brackets, man.
Yeah. So in Jens, really good game.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a highlight.
We're looking for Jens. Soen is already set up on stage.
Oh, nice.
Stage match.
Nice. Yeah, Pato Lolite is an interesting one because last year I felt like Lolite really struggled in Elf Mirror, like against Dice. I think Pato took a... Did they play before? I can't remember. But Lolite really not performing his best in that matchup, and he had to go through quite a few Elf Mirrors. Pato's been playing a ton of Elf Mirrors. He was telling me he's beaten Colorful. And other elves on ladder 2, so I think he's coming in strong in this matchup in particular.
Lola has also been practicing a bit with random. That's something he has done a lot of his career.
He really has.
And also in tournaments, or during tournament time rather. but actually playing random in a big tournament, that is something he almost never does. In some smaller online tournaments, we saw him sometimes pick human because according to him, human is Imba. But normally when it comes to the big stage matches, he will rely on his Night Elf play, which is still very strong, even if he's been a little bit on the lower side in terms of form lately. There has been some highlights as well in the Ancient of Wonders Cup 3 recently. He took a top 6 finish, which was pretty good, but seems like it hasn't been the greatest year so far for Lawlight. Maybe this RARALAND is where he can turn that around.
He saved it all! Saved all the strats!
He saved all the strats.
I still believe!
Neo is saying, we have the biggest Lawlight fanboy right here to our side. Not seeing him in the top 8, in the top 12, I mean, would be weird. Would be very weird. Let's be real. The Koreans here are expected to go through, but you cannot be too sure of yourself. You never know when the upset is around the corner. That's something we saw on Monday from Colorful with a big streak being broken. And what we're gonna find out here shortly. We're setting up the PCs, we're setting up the stage, and soon we're gonna have stage matches coming when we're gonna move from this spot as well and then go over to the stage, if I'm informed correctly.
Yeah, plus the stage matches are so fun. Having the audience, the crowd behind us, hearing them scream when an important moment happens, and just seeing how many people come out to watch this beautiful game of ours is the most fun aspect for sure. Having the players right there in their own setup, like when we had Happy last year, adjusting every minute detail. You know, it's like, oh, this is like 0.1 nanometers too far this way or that way. I think he put something under it last time as well, some sort of, like he slid something underneath to prop it up.
Really?
Or he had like tape across something, I can't remember.
Yeah, I certainly remember him also doing some custom improvements to chairs in China, you know, where the armrests were not high enough. He would strap a couple of tissue boxes on top of it to have the proper height for the armchair. I remember that some Koreans back in the day also used to bring a ruler to tournaments to perfectly measure the distance from the edge of the table for the keyboard to be positioned in.
Dude, I mean,
he hasn't gone that hardcore, I think.
No,
like with the keyboard positioning, he's pretty loosey goosey. Maybe that's something he needs to work on.
See, that's the thing with professionals, right? They look for any edge, any competitive edge they can get, whatever suits their needs perfectly, trying to give themselves as much chance as possible to progress. And you would do that too, if you were in their position. But some people are a lot more hyper-specific on the seemingly minute and significant details, that's for sure.
I think there's also a different philosophy between players. I remember in the StarCraft days, for example, some players that like really want to have their routine, their setup, what they're used to, and then some other players, I think this was the clear minority, was trying intentionally to put themselves in somewhat uncomfortable and unknown positions because they thought that they could never rely on tournaments to be providing them exactly what they need. So some people would change their chair position during the run of a tournament. Some would take their shoes off, put their shoes on, and control heat if they could, like to keep things random and varied, because they thought that that way they're going to be ready for everything that might be coming their way.
Yeah, makes sense.
Just in case people are interested in why the play is
Go in the middle.
Go in the middle. Tell everybody.
So just in case the people are unaware why we are having these delays and might be getting a little bit oh no, now I'm getting called, but I'm just gonna click that away. Just a moment. That can wait for a second. I'm not gonna tell the people which Chilean player it is, but he went out for food.
Naturally.
He has a stage match right now, and we're trying to get a hold of him somehow. So we can only say that we are doing our best to get him on the stage so that we can start. It is not a technical thing. It is not an organizational thing. It is just a belly thing.
The good thing is we weren't behind schedule before, and so we might not fall too far behind schedule. So, you know.
You two boys want a little bit time off? I got my mobile phone ready. I could do a little.
Awesome. Let's show the crowd what this base stack is all about, man.
Right. So
we switch.
Oh, look at that technology, baby!
There it is.
Wait,
Video cam is muted. There we go. Alrighty, here we go. You gotta tell the VIP people who cast with whom and when. They're all in the Discord in the VIP channel. Okay. Oh my god, I hear my voice. What's up, boys? We're streaming. We're streaming. What's up?
What's up? How's everyone doing?
Who are you?
Oh, me? I'm Sunshine.
You look like a sunshine, my dude.
United States, West Coast.
You feel like a sunshine today?
Dude, being here with all of these guys? Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So who's this guy?
Up? It's Blue G Turtle or Turtle in a Box.
How was
You
your
probably
open
see me
bracket?
raging in Twitch chat.
How was your open
Trolling.
bracket?
It was good. I got my ass kicked every game, but it was fun. Yeah, I'm playing for fun, so it's fine. Yeah.
Mr. Dude from all the way from Australia.
From Australia. What's love from Australia? I feel like they know me now.
They should know you now. Everybody should know you now. So how was your open bracket? Did you
It was
play?
good. It was nice to be here. I won one series against someone my school level, and I got my ass kicked. So it was fun. It was fun. All told, it was fun.
Still wearing the smile. I like to see that. I like to see that. All right. Take care, guys.
Take care, bro.
Who's that?
Hello.
We're streaming right now. Not yet.
Would have been next.
Not that you're saying anything nasty.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Cheers, guys. Some hot coffee.
some hot coffee, of course. So how was the open bracket for you?
It was very nice. Nice opponents. I won everything, so I'm happy. Now I'm looking forward to play against Razor.
You think you're the favorite?
Well, I'm feeling well. So yeah, I think I have a good chance.
Nice. Good luck, mate. Good luck. Thank you very much. All right, the bar. I heard a couple of beers being downed already, but thank you. So it's a lunch break right now, so everybody should be on alert. But I want to find my boy Thedelius. I know where my boy Thedelius is. He's in the boot camp room with the Dutchies. I have no idea if you're still getting a signal because we're on the outskirts of the venue. Mr. Demo Man.
Yo.
Where is he? Where's the freaking hero? Where's the hero? Thedelius, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah.
2-1 Narbo, 2-0 side.
I've never won against side before until now.
Oh, no, now it stops? Oh, there we go. I have to see.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was, I want to say a little bit lucky, but amazing games. I managed to play my heart out and make it happen. So, yeah, I'm fucking happy about it.
Mirror image blade master, eh?
Yeah, I told you.
Dude, I saw the result. It's like, that's my 2-2 buddy. I'm so
Yeah. I didn't manage to make it in the free-for-all, but yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
So, what's the goal now?
Yeah, try to win one best of 3. I think I'm playing against Labyrinth. He's on there, so I think I have a good chance because, yeah, apparently Orc is better against Undead. I hear a lot. Same about Orc versus Elf and Orc versus Human.
Right, that's massive.
seems to be a team. I think Orc is even OP and Orc better, but yeah, I'm gonna give it my all. I hope I get a win. I think if I lose, I play against Pato or Low Light. I have no chance against Low Light. Pato, I don't know. We don't live in the same time zone. I played maybe once against him, and he wins. Let's see how it goes. I will do my best.
Freaking beast, dude.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Take care, boys. The Dutchies. Lovely, lovely, lovely people. So, what have we got here? Krishna, hello.
Hello.
We're on stream right now.
That's cool.
Fishy.
Hello, guys.
How was the open bracket?
Pretty good.
I heard you killed someone.
Yeah, I didn't upset. I beat Hasto, the Serbian legend.
Nice, man.
So yeah, it was pretty good. And yeah.
What are you doing now?
I'm doing this bracket thingy.
The bracket thingy.
Yeah.
Okay, I wish you best of luck with the bracket thingy.
Yeah, I wanted to show some guys who aren't here the brackets.
Ah, okay.
You know, the infamous Knight of Discord wants to know what's the tournament system.
Keep the distance, man. Keep the distance.
Yeah.
Here, the Polish representatives. And I'm not too sure if I... Wait a second. I wonder if stuff still works here. I have no idea if the stream is still on. Hello, boys. How's it going? It's nice. Was your open bracket also nice?
Oh, I didn't play.
Oh, you didn't play.
But his was nice.
Beer in his hand, he didn't play. But your open bracket was nice.
fine. I'm happy about it.
What happened?
I played 2-2. I'm happy.
Nice, nice. That's the spirit, man. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I wonder, Mr. Nightmare. We're on stream, mate. What's going on?
Oh, everything's super fine. This event is fucking fun. Great stuff.
Did Jens arrive?
He has.
He has, so he's setting up.
Yeah, he's setting up. It's just something more by himself.
Nice, so we get this going. We get this going. I like. Woo. Godfather, always good to see. Let's take a look at this one. We're streaming right now.
Hello. Oh, I wish I could, but the Wi-Fi sucks.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the world?
Yes.
Yeah, do it.
I basically lost.
Who are you? Nobody knows your face.
Okay. Hello.
The Smurf, the Narbu.
It's me.
The big famous one. So I heard you lost.
Yes. Are you happy about it?
Very much happy.
Yeah.
Teddster is one of my very good friends. Now that he's a successful player. So why?
I fucked up. Mistakes were made. But I have seen Side lost too. I was surprised.
That's right. 2-0 even.
Yeah.
So you were better than Side.
I went all in game 2 for no reason and didn't work. Okay. Game 1 I just won standard. Game 2 I went for all in and I lost.
But now you have more time for casting.
Yeah, let's cast something.
We will later today, I heard.
Ah, of course.
Sounds good, man. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Good vibes all around, as you see. So, I'll go back to the station. I think we're going to shut down the stream. We have to coordinate this a little bit. Photographer guy. It's so weird to hear my
A little rundown through the venue. We're done here, huh? We are. So, you can hear me again. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. I hope this was quality-wise all right. I have no idea if this worked or not. But, yeah, I know the microphone isn't too great. It was just, you know, the phone. So, you heard it. I hope you heard it. Did you hear what Nightmare said? F? No, not F, right? I think it's fine. Was certainly A quality. Okay, well, you know, we're trying here. So, Jens is playing Soen next. Soen is already set up. Jens is back. He's setting up. And then we go to the big production and have the games on stream. Rotico stream. Okay, okay. Sorry, I don't have a gimbal, you idiots. What else is there? We got a couple of subs, I guess. Thank you, Linnaeus, for the 21 month. Thank you, Taker, for the raid. Knallbirne for the raid. Banana Joyce for the raid. DJ Hunter, Achkapediger, Boomy, Timt, Knuffy Bunny, Anara, The Real Hansen, Slinger. I thank you all. So, how do I communicate to the main production that the mainstream is supposed to go live? I hope they're listening. I don't freaking know. I can text them. I could walk over. Maybe someone is running over. I don't know. Maybe I just leave you for a second. I will do it, don't worry. Thank you, Duro. Oh man. We will continue streaming here later. No, soon actually, on Back to Warcraft 2 with Dondo and guests. And we will continue to stream here with our game, which is Soen and Jens. And the second semifinal will be streamed as well. Yes, Dondo, come on. The people are demanding you.
Demanding Dondo?
Yes, they demand the Dondo.
Oh my god, that's such a bad nickname.
Ui, Mann mit dem Riesenrüssel, mit der großen Subbombe. 10 gifted Subs. Thank you, mate.
Okay, let's see if I can get this to function.
This should be fine. Mr. Dondo, you got eliminated from the open bracket.
Yeah, I got beat by a Knight of Pato, but it was well deserved. He played really well.
That was your only loss.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive, actually.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think my group was pretty... We didn't have like the highest MR players.
Okay.
So I think I wouldn't say impressive, but I'll take the compliment, I guess.
Yeah. But the good news about you being eliminated is that you got a lot of time to cast a couple of games here now.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of games I think on B-Stream today, maybe tomorrow as well. Probably. I haven't like checked how tight the schedule is.
I can. Okay, this is like secret documents, but I think we can share it with the people. It's lovely people. So this is basically the rest of this day. So everything in bold borders is main stage, and everything without the borders is it's B stream. So we have Soen and Jens. You have, I think, Leon versus Razor.
There's the games going to start first. I think we're going to cast that. Yeah, I think they're actually starting pretty soon. So I'll get someone in here and help me.
Then we have the winners match and the losers match because it's about World Series qualification, of course.
Yeah.
But you have both of the matches of the lower part of the bracket.
Yeah.
And that is the Miracle Man Thedelius.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We gotta hype him up like mad because he's the greatest now here at RARALAnd. Against
will be the biggest underdog story for a while if he goes through.
100%, dude. He's in a good mood. I love that guy. And Pato versus Lawlight as well.
Ooh.
So you got 1, 2, 3 matches at least.
Yeah. We'll just coordinate as we go, I guess. I mean, it should be easy for me to somehow catch who's going on stage, and I'll just see what's left, basically.
Yep, that's right. And tomorrow, you got 1 winner bracket quarterfinal, 1 lower bracket round, another winner bracket quarterfinal, and another lower bracket round. So 4 matches tomorrow.
Nice.
Busy days.
Easy days. I mean, it's not 12-hour full-time casting, so I think it'll be fine.
Not yet.
We'll see.
Maybe if you guys do good, you can become part of Back to Warcraft.
Then I'll be careful not to do too good. It sounds extremely tiring doing like your 12-hour casts. I mean, it's impressive.
Once you get used to it.
That's true. You have to get used to it. I guess that's the part.
Yeah, that's up to you.
I'll get home from Rara and say like, hi, baby, I'm quitting my job. Mio said I was good at casting 4 games.
Yeah, the good thing is the more you cast, the faster you're getting used to it.
That's true. Yeah, so that will be my argument. I need to actually quit my job immediately. So
to be honest, that girlfriend thing. Full-time casting.
Yeah. It's only been 10 years, right? It's like, who cares at this point?
I mean, you'll probably get back together once the casting thing is over, when you're even older.
Even poorer.
So, you like statistics and math and know a lot about the scene, right? So who's your favorite?
For the whole tournament or for this round of 8?
For the rest of the day. So 2 people have to be eliminated, right? So who's it gonna be?
I mean, the one, he is the underdog for a reason, right? Thedelius would be like the huge upset if he goes through. I think beyond that, it's super difficult. I would say both Soin and Lolite are like super favored to go through.
Really?
Yeah, it depends a bit on who Soin meets, I guess. The thing is, if Soin gets an Orc Mirror, I think it's gonna be fine.
Okay, can you keep talking?
Okay, I'll keep talking, and let's see the other matches. Neo is doing busy work, so I'll just take over here. And we'll just check the rest of the matches.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay, I was just informed that the players are ready, and we can switch to the main production here on this channel. And you can basically just stay here if Razor and Leon start soon, and I'll set Back to Warcraft 2 live.
Oh yeah, cool.
Okay.
Maybe I'll find someone to cast with actually, but I guess can stream just stand on? You want me to start it later?
You can do whatever you want, basically. It's all in your hands. Depends on Leon and Razor when they start.
I'll go and check actually. So I'll be back in 1 minute.
Yeah. Take your time. I'm gonna shut down this stream. Main stream will go live. For you, not much changes actually. So hopefully you enjoy the full production of RARALAnd. And now we're going down to the nitty and the gritty. 8 players down to 6 in the open bracket. See you in a sec.